Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the WWE Raw Watch Along. It is Monday, June 23rd. It's Denise Salcedo. I'm here. What's up, everyone? Sorry I was running a little late today. It's just been a busy day today. So I just had to just running late today, But I'm here. We still got about 40 seconds until Raw actually begins. And we got a pretty good amount of things that have been announced for the show, including, of course, the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, which features Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez. And then we're also going to be seeing Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso. So it kind of feels like we got a lot to get into. I think they're doing like a Goldberg interview as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it does feel like we have a bit to discuss when it comes to Raw today. So hopefully it's a good one. I can't wait for the show, and hopefully it's a fun one. Hope everyone is doing good. Thank you so much to everybody who's here. I want to kick things off by thanking Sheldon Jackson for gifting a DWO membership. As always, Sheldon, man, you rock. Thank you for the love, Sheldon. Hopefully someone got to grab a good membership and all of that. That'd be very, very cool. Hey guys, we got Ella J in the building. Ella, for those of you guys who don't know, writes for Instinct Culture, the website. She covers Raw and AEW. So shout out to Ella, guys. Give her some love. And we are about to be back on, or about to start Raw. Here we go. Let me know how the audio sounds. Do you guys want it louder or about this? Let me see. I think it's usually at the level where I have it at. I think we're at a good audio level, but just in case. Okay, thank you so much to Zach Minger. Says it sounds good. All right, woohoo! Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Bill. All right, so we're here. We're ready. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. Oh man, my hair's a little messed up. All right, this is the best it's gonna get today. Where are they at? Oh yeah, Columbus. I know that they're in Columbus today, right? Oh, well, yeah, it just says Columbus. I don't know why. Isn't AEW also in Columbus this week, or are they in Cincinnati? Hold on, I felt like they're also in Columbus. Are they? Or am I confusing shows? Hold on. Let me check. Because I swore I thought they were in Columbus too. No, I'm done. Someplace else. Why was I thinking Columbus? You know what? I think I was confusing WWE and AEW. Oh man. Sorry guys. It's been a long, there's been a lot going on. The brain is all over the place. But let me get some shout outs. See who's in here. Let's see who we got. Shout out to the Moneymaker Chris. What's up, dude? We also got Derek Dulcie who's in the building. Good to see you, Derek. We also got Cinder Flame. Welcome to the stream. We got Mitch. We got Dennis, baby. No, I think we were just there. Okay. See, I'm so confused already, guys. I don't know why I try to remember who's where and who's what. I just wait for them to come through to my city, and then once they're here, I'll worry about it. We got Scoucher Boy in the building. Joseph Boza. We got Zach Minger. We got Ninja Keith. Good to see you. We got Joey Camillo in the building. We also got Icy. Hey, Icy, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. And we're kicking things off with Seth Rollins. So I'm going to give shout outs while his entrance goes on. We got Chris Olsinger. We got Brandon in the building. We got Larice Johnson who says Raw's in my backyard of Ohio. We got CC Funk 1. Always good to have you on the stream, CC Funk. We got Tanisha Hicks, another regular. We got Raphael Smith. We got Chris S. Thank you so much for joining the stream, bro. We got Kyle Taylor Richardson, another regular on here. Good to see you, Kyle. Hope you're having a good week. Feels weird, guys. I feel like I haven't been on here in centuries. And every time I miss SmackDown streams, I always feel like it's been forever, even though I was just here on Wednesday. But Wednesday through Monday is a pretty big gap for me, since usually I stream a lot more. But you guys know that I was out of town this past weekend, so I'm very happy to be back. We got Marshman96 says, good evening. I seen you found the DWO in New York City. I did. I got to meet a lot of people over at Fanatics Fest, which was very, very nice. I did love just like meeting a bunch of people. It was very cool. So I did have a good time getting to chat with people. So that was nice. We have our Luis Arturo Mendez, another regular Taylor Cannon, another regular Melissa Cabello. We got KJ, another regular. I don't know why I'm sounding like I'm a hype person or something. I sound like I'm about to introduce everybody to the stage. And up next, we got Benoit Richter. Oh, man. We got Brandon Roseanne, Tiger Claw Gaming, Charles Credle, Juan Ortega, Taylor Cannon, Dave Jordan. We got Big G, Jay Grouse. He says, when are you going to make your entrance at those entrance things? Dude, never. That's too... I can't. It's too embarrassing. I'm too shy. Sorry. I can't do it. I thought about it. I was like, you know, it would make really good content if I did the superstar entrance. But then I thought, oh, I got to go in front of all those people, and I got to pick an entrance, and I got to do the entrance. And if I don't do the entrance good, everyone's going to judge me. So then I thought to myself, no, next time. So let me work up some courage, and eventually I will. We got Darren G in the building, Mike Kowinski, King Michael Gang. Shout out to Tony, Eric Diaz. We got Lee, Jaime Garcia. We got Steven Marchulli, Dan Leckby, Terrell Diggs. I'm trying to get as many names before Seth starts talking. We got X Unpopular. Shout out to Young Citrus Official. So many regulars. What's up, man? Who else do we got in here? Andy Dershel, Darren G, Patricia Mercer. Always see to see everybody on here. Mick Economics says Denise Smith's one of the best SmackDowns ever. Not really, guys. I still watched and covered it on Busted Open. So I was on Busted Open talking about it for 3 hours. So it's all right. Let's see. Thank you, Tracy, for watching the vlog. And yes, I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to be in Kansas City this weekend. So I'll probably be vlogging that.
Welcome.
All right, time's up. Steph's talking.
Monday Night Raw.
Lewis, the boogeyman's entrance, bro.
I am a visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am
freaking Rollins. I like Steph's look today. It's much more tame than what he normally wears. Like, this is cool. I'm pretty sure most people here would probably wear that black leather jacket. Maybe
Columbus,
not with the pants, but it's still pretty all right. It's a good look.
And so let me ask you a question. All of you, everyone in this building, what do you want?
Head. What does everybody want? What does everybody need? Head. I mean, come on. You can't ask a wrestling fan what do people want. It's either head or tables. Come on, guys. Come on. Wrestling 101. It's either head or tables.
Exactly.
Boycott Activision says, Ayo. Welcome to the stream. Carla says, Denise, OMG.
The next minute, you're
been a while, guys.
For the OTC. The minute after that, you're barking for the dog. The minute after that, you're singing my song.
That is true. Honestly, Seth is in line, though. The crowd is very, confusing when it comes to Seth. They boo him, they cheer him, they sing for him.
So it's painfully obvious to me that you have no damn idea what you want, and so I do not care.
Oh yeah, it's time for Larry.
You want.
I love how Seth says he doesn't care about what the crowd wants, but yet just spent 3 minutes talking about what the crowd wants.
What's good for you, so you need people like me, visionaries like me, to tell you what is good for you.
Seth Rollins about to sign up to be our life mentor.
Now let's try a little experiment here. Let's try an experiment. Let me see if you can wrap this around your tiny little brains. You see, even the things that you think you want are because of me.
What?
Roman Reigns, the OTC. Roman Reigns exists because of me.
Man, we haven't even seen Roman Reigns in forever,
CM
guys.
Punk, right? CM Punk says he came back to WWE because you chanted his name.
Damn, Seth Rollins is delusional. Carla says, I don't need a daddy. Thanks, Seth.
CM Punk is back in WWE because this company wanted to cash in on how much I hate CM Punk.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's definitely the
That's the
reason.
truth.
That's for sure the reason why
Cody
CM Punk is back.
Rhodes, the American Nightmare. There is no.
Oh no,
second
Tony says not
coming
really missing
of
the.
Cody
Yeah, I kind of
Rhodes
forgot all
unless
about him.
I
miss
am there
Roman
to
Reigns.
put him on the map.
The show always feels bigger when Roman Reigns is on.
World Heavyweight Championship, I was the first. NXT Championship, I was the first.
Damn, what is this, your LinkedIn profile,
Those
Seth?
things exist as they are because I built them in my image.
I'm starting to feel like Seth's applying for our hearts
I am the creator.
since he's running down every
am
single
the
accolade of
prime
his life.
mover. I am the past. I am the present. And this is the future of this company.
Somebody play the All-American Rejects. Move along.
And between me and my oracle here, we know a thing or two about revolutions, don't we, Paul? And every revolution.
Lewis says, why does Bronson Reed naughty make me
opposition.
laugh?
And I will deal
He's
with
rocking
that opposition diplomatically
the role.
until that opposition pushes me and pushes me and pushes me and forces my hand. And that is exactly what happened to L.A. Knight.
Bro, Seth Rollins just addressed like 100 people right now.
He stuck his nose in our business and he got tsunami after tsunami.
Bronson looks so proud. He's like, yeah, I did those
For
tsunamis.
his troubles.
Johnny T says he sounds like Moth. Oh, no. Why'd you bring that
In a few
up?
minutes' time,
Now I can't unsee it.
My dog.
Let's go. That's my favorite part.
Braun Breaker has an opportunity to do the same thing to another person who has been a thorn in our side. Penta.
All right, Seth Rollins is about to run down the whole roster, guys. Sit back and relax. Wait for your name to be called because Seth Rollins is about to call you out
Let me
too.
spell this out for you, plain and clear. There are a lot of people who think they've got what it takes to exist at the very top. Champions.
Patricia
Like
says
John
Seth
Cena.
Riders. Jay Growl says, call out Mr.
And
Iguana, you
Gunther.
coward.
Or their prospective challengers, CM Punk, Goldberg, or those people left in the King of the Ring, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, the Viper, Randy Orton. But what these men fail to understand, they are all running a race for second place. This
I just sent out a tweet.
The finish line.
I put Seth out here addressing everybody. I'm pretty sure you and I are next.
The end game. It has and always will be Seth freaking Rollins.
Punch it. We're done. Let's go to the next segment. Come on.
Well, Mr. Money in the Bank.
Let's see what's happening here.
He is the cause and effect of just about everything in WWE. And Corey, he's placed the target clearly on this man.
Every time Penta comes on, I just feel like busting out, like putting on a mask, walking around some flames, and doing the little Penta dance. That's all I like to do now is just look at Penta dance. All right, well, Penta comes out. Let me get some shout-outs to see who else is in here. We got Lee in the building. Shout out to Lee. Tiger Claw says, why did Penta wait so dang long? Tracy says, why so salty? Heel Lisa in the building right now. Let's see who else we got in here. Who haven't I shouted out? We got Future King. What's up, Future King? This happy Monday, Denise. Happy Monday to you, too. We got Kevin Simpson in here. What's up, Kevin? We also got Addie Carver. What is up? And let me go through some more. Who have I just kind of like missed here while I was paying attention to the promo? All right, I'm going to leave this should be coming on in a second. We got sports fan Aaron. What's up, Aaron? Welcome to the stream. We got Maxwell, another regular. What's up, Maxwell? We got, hey, Steeple Tard. Good to see you, man. We got Eric Diaz, Uncle Dunk. Good to see you, Lorenzo. Thank you so much for the comment. I was rushing to get ready because I was basically, I'm super behind on everything right now. So I was spending all morning just like uploading videos that I haven't uploaded yet. And so, oh my gosh. So I was barely getting ready today, like right before Monday Night Raw. So yeah. We got Kevin Simpson. What's up, Kevin? Let's see what else we got in here. We got Tony. What's up, Tony? And we got Lee here. Oh, I already shouted out Lee. Hey, shout out to Drew Aldrich Boyer. Good to have you on here as well. We also got Roger Pace, Andy Nerschel, and I think I got mostly everybody. Hold on. If I haven't gotten you guys, please just like say, hey, Denise, I'm here. Thank you, Keon. He says, you're so happy. I'm refreshed, guys. I'm refreshed. I've had a good day so far. I've had a pretty decent weekend, so I can't complain. You know, once you decide that you are in a good mood, when you are, even though like not the whole world is perfect and there's a bunch of shit to worry about, like me, myself, and I am good, and that's what I'm very happy about that. So I can't really complain about anything personally going on in my life right now. I'm feeling good, so I hope it shows. What's up, Vinny Doom? We also got Chris Robinson. He says, I missed a whole month because I broke my ankle. Dude, are you all right? Also, shout out to Ricky Zaldivar. Andrew Pennajotis is also a regular here. Shout out to Charles Credle. Taro, thank you. I had a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Maxwell. For those of you asking about the weekend, I did upload a New York City vlog, which I thought was very, very fun. And that's up here on the channel. There was just a lot that went down this weekend, so I shared it all with everybody. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. All right, and this match between Braun Breaker and Penta, which by the way should be a banger. Like legit, this match should be a banger. So hopefully it is. John True says, shout out to Denise in the chat family. Yes. Ortega says, me, myself, and I, Denise, Lisa, Didi, Salcedo. All of my, me and all of my personalities are doing well right now. I just personally feel good.
Make Penta wait.
I had a nice little break where even though I did some work, it wasn't too draining or anything. So I kind of just like hung out for the weekend in New York, which was very nice. And we're back here from commercial break in about a second. So that was nice. And I feel like it really just,
Braun Breaker is marching orders. Take out Penta tonight. Penta,
I don't know. I just feel like it refreshed me. It really did. And so I was actually excited, like, just to come back and get things going and all of that. Sometimes you just need to find inspiration in other places. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Frederick?
Very, very quickly. been a great start.
All right.
To WWE.
Also, I haven't started yet on the super chats. I'm about to get into those as soon as there is a down period. So probably after Penta and Braun.
This is what Penta's going to have to do. Stick and move. You don't want to get caught in the clutches of a powerhouse breaker.
And Penta.
I feel like it's been a while since I've been sitting here really excited about a Penta match. I think it's been like, I feel like we haven't seen Penta. What was the last, like,
It's pretty incredible, Corey.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like everything after Worlds Collide Money in the Bank weekend has been a little bit of a blur for me. Because the last thing I remember was Penta for that weekend. I don't remember anything else post Money in the Bank. Has he even had a match post Money in the Bank? I don't remember.
Braun Breaker, an absolute mutant of an athlete.
Got that dog in him, as Seth Rollins likes to say.
Malik Pope says, Denise, you should really give us your best Penta walk. How about this, Malik? Keep an eye out. I might try that on Instagram. Give me a second, because I want to like actually do it properly, or the best that I can. And I also want to make sure I have the mask with me, so I'll do a whole thing. And what up, Latuan? Thank you so much for watching that blog, by the way. Very nice.
Champion and a tag team champion as well. Paul Heyman went on record while Breaker was NXT and said that he thought the future.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Infamous DJ1. Says it's been 2 weeks. Has it been 2 weeks since we've seen Penta? Like on Raw? Didn't he have like a match after that? Because for whatever reason, I don't remember anything from like after Money in the Bank involving Penta.
Breaker drops him just like that.
But at some point when you're watching so much wrestling, it all just becomes one big giant blur. Tiger Claw says, DQ finish incoming. Yo.
Powerful Braun Breaker.
And I think this is something that Heyman has been working with Braun Breaker.
All right, we got a little bit of a down period. So shout out to Sammy Sawan Boone for sending the first super chat of the night. He says, do you want WWE to cancel Night of Champions this Saturday? Of course. I can't imagine not. I feel like just with everything going on, like it's really scary, guys. And the last thing you want to do is risk like anybody's life or anything. So obviously that's been like the biggest talking point in the last couple of days with everything going on. And so, yeah, man, I mean, of course you got people going over there that are a lot of production people that are already there. And it can be scary because you're in an entirely different country. You are, you know, away from your family. You don't really know what's going on. And it can be very scary. So, of course, I think it would just be better if they didn't, you know, risk anything like that. Thank you, Sammy Swampai Boone, for asking. We also got Double S here who says, Denise, next time imagine Logan Paul is Reg. I would never want Reg with a chair. It was funny because the second you get to the activation for Logan Paul to hit him with the chair, you are, you're told no headshots. And just go for it, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. It goes by really fast. I felt like I wanted another turn. I feel like they should give you 2 shots because you need like a warm-up shot just to get comfortable, and you should get a second shot to like really lay it in. So I feel like had I gone a second time, I would have done better. But actually, I didn't feel too bad about my chair shot to Logan Paul. But again, the moment went by really, really fast. Thank you, Double S, also for being a member now for 6 months. Infamous Raider Loco, what's up, dude? He gifted 5 DWO memberships, man. You're the man, dude. You've been giving so much love over here. Thank you so much. We got King Michael Gang 123 who says, hey, Denise, how was Fanatics Fest? I was and met Tiffany. Oh, did you meet Tiffany Stratton? That's incredible, man. I feel like the best thing about Fanatics Fest was if people got meet and greets. Because if you got meet and greets, I think that was really worth the experience. I feel like if you didn't get meet and greets, it's not so much like there's not that much to do. But if you have meet and greets, I think it's worth it. So if you did get that, I think that's awesome, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, dude.
He got caught. Braun Breaker catching Penta, well, momentarily at least. Breaker into the post.
Penta bought himself a few valuable seconds to recover as Braun went face first into the steel. Now what is Penta cooking up?
Penta the high flyer.
I got excited there when Braun had caught Penta. I was like, oh shit, what's he gonna do?
Over the top,
and there he goes. Nice.
Down goes
knocked him down like a bowling pin.
Penta takes out Breaker, who may have hurt
We got
himself.
Infamous Raider Loco who says, what's up, my fearless leader? Looking forward to Raw.
action.
Love the vlog
Live
you
on
did. New York,
Netflix.
great. I love both women in the match. I'm torn, but ultimately Jade is my choice. Yeah, I do too. You guys know that. Roxanne Perez is my girl. I love Roxanne. But I think Jade is still winning
Corey,
this, so I'm going to stick with my prediction of Jade. But
But
I'm just excited. I'm excited for the match because I just know that Roxanne is going to give Jade an incredible matchup. I think she's that kind of competitor. We all know she's that kind of competitor that takes other people to like their limits. So I hope they give them plenty of time to let Roxanne really help Jade have a really good match on Raw. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And then what else? Yeah, the New York vlog was so fun, and I'm so glad people enjoyed it. I really liked the way that it came out. I was very happy with the way that it came out. So shout out to Christopher, who does my editing. He did the editing for that vlog. And he did a marvelous job. He made it just even 100 times better than what I would have done. So I was very happy with the work that he did with that. Thank you, Infamous Raider Loco.
Could prove to be a big-time mistake from Penta, spending a little too much time staring down the Oracle.
All right, we're on a commercial break. We got McDonagh here who says, hey, Denise, hope you're doing well. I just literally woke up from a long nap after work. At least I rested before your stream as Raw is on DWO. Let's get started. There is nothing better than a good freaking nap right before a show. Trust me, I've done it a zillion times where it's like 3 o'clock and I'm out, lights out. And then I'll always like take like a... come back and wake up at 4 or something. So it's always good to take a little nap here and there. Never feel guilty about a nap. That's one of the things that as like young people, we had all the freedom in the world. I remember I used to come home from school every day and take a nap. And now we can't really do that. So whenever the opportunity allows for it, take it, man. But yeah, seriously, take it. Because I know there's times where I feel hella guilty if I take a nap, but then you just have to.
Out of the top of the ring post.
I read a quote from Selena Gomez, and I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of whenever she's like sad or stressed or she really feels like she needs to take a nap, she takes a nap. And I think to myself, if Selena Gomez, who's a billionaire and works on 5 billion things, can afford to take a nap, then I can afford to take a nap. So I'm not kidding you. That was my encouragement whenever I feel guilty about it. Thank you, McDonagh. And McDonagh also gifted 5 DWO members.
Want to be there, and I don't want to be here.
So much, man. Very nice of you. McDonagh some love. And Braun just did his clothesline off the ring apron to Penta on the commentary table. And they did all of this in the commercial breaks, and we're going to be back in 3 seconds. Also, thank you so much to me, Mr. GRK Chef 13, who says, welcome back from New York. Great vlog. Dang, I'm so happy by how many people actually liked that vlog. Dude, hell yeah. You guys know that I find, that I always complained about my vlogs being boring, or that I thought they were boring, but so far they've gotten great feedback, so I think I'm going to keep doing them, but I'm just going to have Chris edit them because he makes them more fun. I'm going to let him handle that so that it just comes out just better. So, yeah, no, I'm feeling really good about it. I really like myself, too. Thank you, Mr. GRK Chef 13. Very kind of you.
As I said, I'd go over the barricade if I were you.
From all athletics.
Christopher says that vlog made me want New York pizza. Yeah, I ended up having at least pizza 2 times. But my favorite meal, honestly, was that, if you watch the vlog, that chicken and salad that I had. Yo, I'm going to be back in New York next month. I'm going to go straight to that place. I even told my mom about it. Oh, nice. Knees to the gut of Penta. Yeah, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I know exactly where I'm bringing you.
After being dropped across the top of the ring post.
We got Risky. What's up, Risky? He says, hey, Denise, next year's WrestleMania 42 is back in Las Vegas the second time. Yeah, I can't complain. I like Vegas a whole lot. I always have a good time in Vegas. So I'm like okay with it. I do think the only thing is that the prices are extremely high when you're there. They kind of
correct.
surge
Record
price
time.
everything, like hotels, lifts,
And Penta
Ubers,
now.
that kind of stuff. So,
Trying to do here.
yeah, you know, take your time in looking for like accommodations and whatnot. But yeah, they do kind of surge price a lot of it. But it is a really good time though in Vegas, and it's very easy to like get from event to event to event. So that's one of the things that I personally enjoy about Las Vegas and WrestleMania in Las Vegas.
Penta's showing his never say die attitude. Hanging tough in this one.
Ooh, damn. Bro, I felt that.
Pick up the pace, kick to the hamstring. Breaker's down. Penta now. That sling blade drives Breaker face first into the mat. Penta's fired up. Penta still favoring the right leg. Have to wonder how that may factor into this matchup. That the bruised ribs. And, oh, look at Penta. Uh-oh. And able to pull through. And Penta, nice suplex. A little bridge. Hooks the leg. Breaker kicks out. Penta was going for a backstabber moments ago, and Breaker was able to.
Yeah, they're still promoting Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia as of right now, since they just dropped a little graphic on there. So as of right now, like they're still, I mean, they've been promoting it nonstop, but just an update. They're still promoting it.
Destroyer, Braun Breaker though plays defense momentarily. Kick to the face by Penta. Breaker. Oh, rolled through into a.
I need to see the replay of that.
Here we go. McAfee calls this the Frankensteiner. Cover for the win. Hook to the leg. Kick out by Penta at 2. What a match.
Paul Heyman, he's like, gosh darn it. Why was that his reaction? Gosh darn it.
The superhuman athletic ability of Braun Breaker, the Frankensteiner, taking Penta halfway across the squared circle, but Penta somehow able to summon the will to kick out.
13,433 are in attendance tonight at the Nationwide Arena, Columbus, Ohio. Breaker, Penta, first matchup of the night. It's been a great. And now Braun Breaker looked like he was set up for the spear, intercepted by Penta. Penta caught again by Breaker. Military.
At least they're taking their time with this match.
Into the DDT.
That's been nice.
Will this time be the charm?
Ooh, that looks cool. That looked extra cool for whatever reason.
Massive win. Kick out by Breaker at 2.5.
I don't know if it was because like Braun Breaker's so big that it made it look extra cool.
When you land your heaviest artillery, and
I think it was Braun Breaker's size.
Mexican destroyer right on the crown of Breaker's skull.
Braun Breaker's size made it just far more impressive.
Penta attempted to go for the Mexican destroyer in the matchup, was able to hit Breaker, able to kick out, but Penta's got to.
Then Brandon Rosen says the Frankensteiner. Yeah, okay. I don't. Andy Nurse says, did he just say McAfee calls it the Frankensteiner? I figured. Did he say Frankensteiner or Brandon? Did he say Frankensteiner? Because everybody's been calling it the Frankensteiner for the longest time.
Breaker misses wildly. Penta springboard.
Talk about an exclamation point finish, yo. An exclamation point finish right there, bro. Yo, he like just switched the light off on Penta. Give me a replay. Give me a replay right now. Yo.
Great matchup, great performance by Penta, but in the end, Braun Breaker,
another replay. Replay. Yo, okay, here we go. Look at this. Look at that. Bam. Hit harder than the punch at a party.
I think the official could have counted over.
Yo, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. Lee says Penta is dead. Tiger Claw says I was wrong. I was 100% thought it'd be a DQ finish.
And meanwhile,
Yo.
company,
Oh, man. KJ says Braun is the future of this business. Man. That was so great. That was good. All right, guys. Give me 1 second. I need to start a new stream. 1 second. I record on the background. So,
Braun breaker.
wait, don't do anything. I'm not recording yet. Don't do anything important.
This is your one warning.
Okay, Steph's warning Penta.
Out
Bro, he's cero miedo. You think he's going to be afraid of you? Ain't no way, bro. He's cero miedo. Cero, that's zero. Means zero. Not Braun, not Seth, not Bronson, not Paul, not John from down the street. None. Cero miedo. All right, let's see what we got here. Yes, Davion, that spear was nasty. Let me catch up here really quickly with the super chats and see where I left off. Dan, man. Dan. Thank you so much. It says, Denise, hello. Dan, you're the sweetest, man. You send such generous super chats, and thank you so much, man. Dan, you really are the man. Thank you for the love, the support. Hoping your week is off to a good start, and hope you enjoy Monday Night Raw today. Thank you so much, as always, for just all the love you give. Seriously, all the love you give. It just
talk about the tag
means a lot. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, Nick, let me call you back. Adam, you want to see me? Yeah, man. Look, I am unfortunately very bad news. You have heard about Liv Morgan? She's not the only member of Judgment Day to get bit by the injury bug.
Who's that?
Dom.
Dom? What do you do? Strain his mustache?
Look, I've seen
Strain
the
his
paperwork. It's
mustache.
legitimate. Unfortunately, the match at Night of Champions, it's off. I have to postpone it.
Dude, he's ducking me. You know what? I'm going to go make sure he's hurt.
Trust me. You're first in line. When he is ready to go, the match is yours.
All right. I'll be waiting.
All right. Thank you. Alan.
Yeah, so thank you, Lee, because I didn't catch that right now when they said it. By the way, that Liv is going to be gone for 7 months. Did they say that right now? Because I think I missed
We
it.
actually wanted to come and talk to you about this new idea for a
I
photo
thought they were
shoot.
just doing a replay.
Photo shoot. Yeah.
I want to talk to you about a match.
A match!
No. For
So
those tag team
silly.
titles.
Against Finn Balor and JD McDonagh. You want to know why I want to talk to you about it?
No, because it.
No. Don't
Yeah,
say it.
7 months.
No,
Obviously,
say
we'll
it.
talk about that in a second.
Thanks for dropping by.
You're so bald.
Yes, I am.
Hey, Pissy? Yeah. Maybe don't treat my mates
The New Day!
like that.
So 7 months, that means Liv will be back around like January, February. So I know that someone could be speculating a return for Liv during the Royal Rumble. But who knows if she'll even get by then. Because I'm just saying, if let's say we start 7 months in July. Let's say starting July, 7 months. July, August, September, October, November, December, January. But I don't know if it's like early January, late January, maybe bleeding into February. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that once we get to the Royal Rumble, people will be speculating whether or not she'll return by then. But yeah, man, that's a lot to miss out on. She's gonna miss out on Evolution. She's gonna miss out on 2 nights SummerSlam, and other events that are going out throughout the year. She'll be gone for War Games. She'll be gone for pretty much everything else for the remainder of the year. So thankfully 7 months, guys, it's gonna go by so fast. It sounds horrible, it does suck, but it's gonna go by so freaking fast. Next thing you know, we're gonna be sitting here being like, yeah, Liv Morgan is back, baby. But yeah, of course it's gonna suck for now, but it'll fly by so freaking fast. So freaking fast. Yeah, Davion, I agree with you. He says hope Liv has a speedy recovery. Yeah, I hope so too, man. But yeah, I really hope she's been working so hard, man. She really has.
I am untouchable.
Let me catch up here. We got Infamous Raider Loco who says, damn it, Denise, wasn't prepared, almost spit my beer out when I heard you yell head. Hope you're doing great and looking amazing as always. Hope to see Stephanie tonight. You know me, I always come out here with surprises. Spread the word. Spread the word. Thank you very much. Uncle Dog here says Ricky Starks joining Seth Riders equals money. I don't know that he is. Is he? Is that just a is that a prediction? Or is that a spoiler? I don't know, Uncle Dong. What have you heard? What's going on? Sammy Sawan Paiboon, yes, I did get your super chat earlier. I was just a little bit behind, but thank you so much, Sammy. You were the first super chat of the day, so thank you very kindly.
Tonight,
we're about to get into this Goldberg sit down, so let's see what he has to say. I can already feel Bret Hart's energy. He's like pissed. I can feel it already. By the way, Sheldon Jackson here says, Denise, you had one job while in New York City. Attend a press conference. You didn't even do that. Bro, I didn't get to attend the presser or I also tried to do the other one, which had Tiffany Stratton and Jacob Fatu. And I got to like the stage. Yo, it was just so packed. It was so freaking packed. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not even going to stand there and wait for that. It was just very, very packed. They did announce like some additional things afterwards, but by then they announced some stuff for Sunday. I think CM Punk was on the Cold as Ball show. But by then I was gone. So yeah, it was so funny. But there was like hundreds of people, guys, that were trying to get into this kickoff event. And so many people had to like go back because they didn't make it into the theater. Like the theater was not big enough to fill all of that for the wrestling fans. Like, yeah, like a bunch of people just did not get in. Even people that I know of that had press badges didn't even get in because there was so much press. Because, you know, you got to understand, like, there's people there covering everything, right? Every sport. There's press there for every sport. And sometimes, you know, those other people are also going to want to go to the WWE stuff, so they do. And it gets hella... So it was just very, very busy. But thankfully, it ended up being fast. Like, I think, I don't even know how long it lasted, but I, like, left the floor and I went to go look around, and then I came back, and then people were like, oh, yeah, it's over already. And I was like, what? It ended already? Oh, shit.
30 minutes for an interview that covered a wide variety of topics, including... All
right, it's interview time. But yeah, so I ended up just going to go have a ball. But yeah, I had one job and I didn't do the one job. All right, here we go.
You made it very clear that you would seek revenge against Gunther after what he said about you and your family at Bad Blood last year. It appears that revenge is going to come 2 weeks from Saturday in Atlanta on NBC as part of Saturday night's main event. What is it about Gunther that puts you in this type of mood?
First and foremost, did you expect anything less of me? Did you think there was any way I was going to let that slide?
Zero.
Exactly. I take my family to a WWE event as a bystander, as a fan, trying to relax, no stress. Don't have to worry about who I'm wrestling that night. Don't have to worry about anything. Just got to go have fun. And I step into a verbal assault from Gunther. The lack of respect from him that I saw that night was pretty unbelievable. It was astonishing to me. Did he embarrass me in front of my wife? Absolutely.
Oof, that's a no-no.
He embarrassed me in front of my son? No question. Did he embarrass me in front of my fans and my adopted hometown of Atlanta? 100%. So there was absolutely no way I was going to let him get away with that. I didn't know when, I didn't know where I was going to seek my revenge and introduce him to who Goldberg really is, whether it's a 58-year-old man or a 28-year-old man. I don't care if I've got one foot in the grave. Nobody's ever going to talk to me like that and get away with it.
Man, that's true, man. You can't let no one disrespect you like that.
In front of my family.
I get it. I get it.
As I'm vying for my retirement match and wondering who my opponent's going to be, I thought it was quite serendipitous that he stepped up.
Yes, that's a good word, guys. Serendipitous.
Into that spot.
I love that word.
I think it was a logical choice because he ain't getting away with it. As long as I'm breathing and as long as I can step foot into that ring, I am going to make him pay. Michael, I am going to beat the out of Gunther Saturday night's main event.
All right, well, he means business then. Let's go. Come on. I feel, by the way, I don't know, because I haven't been online as much the last few days.
Retirement match, your final match.
What's the word on the streets? How are people feeling about Gunther versus Goldberg? Do you guys feel like you've seen their, like, is there buzz around it on social media? Do you feel people are talking about it? Not talking about it.
Sure is.
I haven't really been looking, so I'm not really too sure what the word on the street is at the moment.
The WWE Universe ever.
Like, do people care? What's interest level? What are we seeing? Let's see what people are saying.
The WWE
We got Ashton here who says not really as much. Okay. KJ says Gunther needs to squash him. Tiger Claw says people are mad. I figured that much. Oh, here we go. We got this Judgment Day backstage scene segment.
We all know she wouldn't want us sitting around here sulking all day, okay? So come on, let's fire up. Dom.
Raquel taking care of both titles.
Champion, okay? And once you get clear
Poor
by
Dom.
you're gonna show AJ Styles exactly why they call you Dirty Dom.
He looks so
You
depressed.
face Jade Cargill tonight. And when you beat her, you're gonna go on to become the queen of the ring. JD, me and you next week, we're going to bring the tag team titles home to the clubhouse. All right? And speaking of tag team titles, Raquel, you are the women's tag team champions, okay? So chin up, everyone. We're good.
Yeah, but what about Pierce and Nick? They still haven't made a decision on Liv and I or these women's tag team championships.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when it comes, okay? But sitting around here complaining all day is not going to help.
I don't know. It seems like they got somebody to fill in.
What did you just say? Say it to my face.
Yes,
Come on.
that's it. Exactly. That's what we
Feels
need.
like it's gonna
Get
be
fired up.
Roxanne.
That's the enforcer I know. You can't just let Rhea Ripley walk all over you like she did last week. We need you as the enforcer. And the enforcer we know would go out there and make her pay for what she done last week.
You're right. Yeah. I'll take care of Rhea.
Go on. Get it.
Smash her, sis. But I still miss my güerita.
Aw. Oh, no.
It's gonna be okay.
Hey, Dom. Moxie's got a match tonight. Tonight?
Why is he giving him the eyebrows like that?
Thank you.
Look at Finn. Finn is trying to set them up. You saw the look he gave
Dom, how about
Dominik.
FaceTime?
He was like, hey, she has a match tonight. She's got a match tonight. You know, like those eyes. He gave him the eyes. Oh, shit. The match is next. Guys, what? Freaking Finn Balor. Finn Balor's a dog. He's a troublemaker. Holy shit. All right, let me see where we're at, by the way. We got Matt Raquel, who says, DWO member for 22 months, says, love the vlog, 2 more months till 24 months. Yeah! Thank you so much, Matt. I'm so glad you enjoyed the vlog. Seriously, I'm glad a lot of people did. I always get really nervous about, like, what I put in vlogs because a lot of it includes my personal life. And so I have to be like, you know, just, you always judge what you put out of yourself in a different light.
On Monday Night Raw to have the
Does that make sense? You know, when I do podcasts, I'm talking about wrestling. When I do interviews, I'm talking about whoever the interviewee is. When you do vlogs, it's all about you. So you just have to, I don't know, I get nervous, especially just what I put, what I don't put, and, you know, things like that. So I'm happy with the reception.
Corey,
Terrence Matthews here says, Lola Vice is everything I want. I love his combo of knowing how to throw them hands and shake them hips.
And lately, since returning from injury, Jade seems like
Oh
she's
my
picked up a
gosh,
little
Terrence.
pace. She's got a little
Well,
more
you know what?
confidence,
As long
a little
as
more
you know
comfortable in the ring.
you
And the
want,
Queen of the Ring
you
tournament
got it,
could
bro.
be the
Manifest
launchpad
it. Put it
Cargill
out there.
needs
Put it
to
out
achieve
there into the
megastar.
ether, and you never know. Some gorgeous, feisty Latina may be walking your direction. So put it out there. Manifest it. Thank you, Tara. I remember the other World's Collide, I posted that video of Lola Vice, of her doing her entrance. Dude, I don't even know how many views that video's at on like Facebook and all of those other apps. Like it broke the scale. Like it took a life of its own. A life of its own. Thank you, Terrence. We got Nachi here who says, personal opinion of the John Cena pipe bomb. And what do you think CM Punk's response will be the 13th 15th anniversary this Friday. I don't know what his response will be, but he definitely has a lot of things he could say. I enjoyed the pipe bomb. I've actually thought they did a fine job. The only thing I didn't love, and I forgot to mention this on Busted Open on Saturday, the only thing that I didn't love was CM Punk laying there for however long the promo was, like 12, 13 minutes or whatever. I felt like he was there for a long ass time, like laying down, bro, like chilling. Bro was taking a nap. I felt like that part, it took a little too long. But I did love when he brought out, you know, calling him Mr. TKO, saying that TKO has him by the balls, things like that. I thought was really great. So I thought that was probably one of the best things John Cena has done in his heel run since the attack on Cody, and since maybe one of the promos with Cody was this. So I thought they really needed this, and I think if they keep this attitude going moving forward, I think it could be far more entertaining. Thank you, Bryn. We got Tracy WV here who says, missed you in the DWO on Friday. What did you think about Alexa and Asuka's match? Sammy and Randy and the Cena pipe bomb. Excited for tonight, Jay and Cody. So I was happy that Asuka got her win on SmackDown. I thought the match was good. It's just one of those things where I feel like with so many good women in that tournament, I always kind of feel sad when someone loses. Does that make sense? Because everybody was just so good, and you can make a case for anybody in that match. So I kind of felt bad when Alexa got took the L. But at the exact same time, you know, Asuka's been back. She's been, you know, finding her footing in her return. And so I was happy to see Asuka return. Sammy and Randy, the second Sammy won, Randy won. We pretty much knew, you know, okay, this is the direction we're going. This was the more obvious direction with Randy and Cody, which is why I'm expecting Cody to win tonight, because Randy won, unless they throw us a swerve. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling about that. But overall, I did watch SmackDown. I woke up early Saturday morning to watch it before Busted Open. And so it was just so easy. It was so nice. I was just like laying down watching SmackDown on my bed. On the hotel bed, having my hotel breakfast. So a totally different experience watching SmackDown. Thank you, Tracy.
I just want to really wish you good luck tonight. And I'm sorry for being a bit weird last week. Nobody knows more than I do.
Oh, Becky's listening in the background.
Yeah, you don't say. I didn't know that I needed your permission to get title opportunities anymore. I mean, it's like that. Why would you? Okay, I'm sorry. Look, this title match has been on my mind all week. It means a lot to me, but I promise when I beat Becky tonight, you're first in line, okay?
Okay, I just want to make sure we're cool.
We're cool.
Okay.
Okay, it's all good.
Good luck.
I don't know. This is going to end in shenanigans somehow, some way.
She takes on Becky for the
I think Bayley will eventually win the Intercontinental Championship, but I don't think it's happening tonight.
2025.
We got Corey MacArthur here. What's up, Corey? Our most stylish member of the DWO says, good Raw Monday night watch along, Denise. Dee, Lisa, Skeet, Pillow Princess, Fatu, Salcedo, our feelers leader here at the gym tuning in. Great New York City vlog, one of the best. Looking refreshed as you. Hey, thank you, Corey. You know what? I'm glad that you guys can see it in my face. You can see the refreshness. I got a couple less wrinkles, a couple less gray, everything. But also, Corey, you're inspiring me to get myself work it out some more, because that's the one thing I need to continue to add to my schedule. So every time you say you're at the gym, it's a nice reminder that so do I. I got to get on that. Thank you, Corey. Thank you for the love, man.
You get an opportunity.
Hope you have a good workout, Corey. Burn all the calories.
Last year when Nia Jax won the 2024 Queen of the
All
Ring.
right, this match is about to start. And I'll catch up with the rest of the super chats in a minute.
Jade in this tournament last year, Corey, via disqualification.
I'm really looking forward to this match, so.
Using that as fuel. Few superstars do it as well. Anytime you tell Jade she can't do something, she will do it just to prove you wrong.
Roxanne Perez knocked off Kairi Sane, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan. The fatal four.
Damn. Even that little slap. She's just like so evil, Roxanne. She's just tiny and evil.
Oh, Cargill really test the gas tank of Cargill.
That's what I like about Roxanne as a heel.
Of the game-changing power of Jade. Case in point.
It's just
Jade
this angry,
Cargill
evil little girl.
slings Roxanne into the corner. Jade knocked off Meech and Nia and Piper in a fatal four-way on SmackDown to advance to the semifinals. And there again, the power of Jade Cargill.
And this is what Jade needs to do. Just stick to her wheelhouse. What works for her, the power game. You do it as well.
Roxanne was looking for
Okay, Jade's not letting Roxanne get the best of her so quickly. Oh, damn, that's two big slaps she's giving Jade already. The disrespect, bro.
Would have the opportunity if she wins Queen of the Ring.
And I think that sort of
She's got to wake some. I think she woke something up in Jade. When someone slaps you 2 times like that, Jade needs to let whatever dragon she has in her out. Because Roxanne disrespected her not once, but twice.
That pop-up face first goes Perez, and the power game obviously in Cargill's corner.
I think Roxy's going to want to go back to the cat and mouse game.
See, Jade slapped her back, but it wasn't nearly as hard as Roxanne.
Proud pupil of the 2-time
Roxanne's slap was way harder.
Nights on NXT, Booker T.
Yeah, Roxanne, a little payback by Jade with that slap that time, and Roxanne now.
An attempt was made.
On the second rope, and Perez with an opportunity.
Up and around we go, but Cargill able to put the brakes on.
Oh, and a backbreaker knee right to the spine of Perez.
Yeah.
Cargill, an incredible athlete.
Yeah, I agree with everyone saying cat and mouse, Tom and Jerry. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Said at one point that she's obsessed with all this, winning in a WWE ring.
And if I had to poke a hole in the game with Jade Cargill,
I love that sign in the front row that says I paid to see Roxanne.
Right now, but that could just get under the skin of Roxanne Perez.
Well, we'll see how Roxanne reacts to this. Roxanne, a former 2-time NXT Women's Champion, and Perez gonna.
If I was Roxanne, I would screenshot that and tweet it and be like, "Yeah, I'm a draw."
Again in pursuit.
Let the whole world know.
Perez is trying to lure Jade in,
and she did just that.
Nope.
Cargill, just a averted disaster there as she caught Perez with an elbow to the mouth.
You know, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, keeping a close eye on this one, wondering who will oppose her at Night of Champions. Look at the power.
She's carrying. I mean, Jade carried Roxanne like that over the steps. It's really not too intense because Jade is incredibly strong, but also Roxanne's very tiny. So it's not like this crazy feat because, again, Roxanne is so small. She probably weighs less than 100 pounds.
And now Roxanne Perez.
All right, we're on a commercial break. Let me catch up here. We got Infamous Raider Loco who says Woods yelling, "Why you so bald?" to Pierce was funny. They're on a whole other. They've been doing good. They're funny. They've been doing some fun stuff. David Primero says, "I'd rather have Andre Chase face Gunther than Goldberg." Ah, no, you don't. I don't believe you, David. David also says Goldberg versus Gunther at Saturday Night Bathroom Break.
And this is a great strategy by
look,
Roxanne.
honestly, given the fact that Saturday night's main event hasn't necessarily been that intriguing, and at least this time, I think they're already promoting it as his last match, right? Like, have they started promoting it as his last match? Pretty sure they have, right? At least that's something to look forward to. It's still, you know, however you feel about Goldberg, it's still Goldberg's last match, and Goldberg, you know, did so much in this business. So I feel like even if it's not something that people care about, it's still something I think that's notable. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Thank you, David. We got Steven Martrulli here who says Reg and Finn Balor must be real.
Oh, and again,
I'm with you on that, Steven. We got McDonagh here who says Becky was Becky was fixing to attack Bayley, but thank God Lyra came up. Okay, I thought she was just being nosy, McDonagh. That's what I thought. I thought she was just being nosy. Thank you, McDonagh.
And it's unfortunate.
All right, I'm all caught up. All caught up.
Roxanne Perez still feels undervalued and overlooked here in WWE. This is a massive opportunity for Perez to show the entire women's division what she's capable of.
WWE fans trying to rally Cargill here. And Roxanne again drives her back.
All right, we're back in a minute to the show.
Perez continuing to attack the knee of Cargill.
Well, one thing with her attitude, there's no doubt she'll fit in well with the Judgment Day.
What is that supposed to mean with her attitude? I happen to think Roxanne's a very sweet young
Charles,
lady.
you're wild. And it's Denise versus Roxanne would
When's
steal
the
the
last
show
time you
at
talked
next
to her?
year's
Last week?
WrestleMania. Roxanne would kick my ass
Again,
to and
Perez
from Las
continues the
Vegas and
attack on
back.
The leg of Cargill.
Roxanne could kick my ass blindfolded.
Well,
Roxanne
every
could
time
kick
I
my
try
ass
to say hi to her,
blindfolded
she
with
gives
two
me this
hands
dirty
tied
look
behind
and
her
sticks
back,
tongue
and
out
she'd
at me,
still
so
kick my
Give off
ass.
a very distinct vibe for a man of your age.
That's actually
Didn't
really
take that, but
sad.
didn't want to get into it.
It's really sad, but pretty much true.
Many words that could be
I'd have no
thrown
shot.
out there.
I don't know
And
why I
Perez now
envisioned that.
as
I
Cargill
totally
starts
envisioned
to
that.
fight back. You know me for a long time.
I didn't say
We got
I
CJ
the
here who
vibe.
says David is cooking. Gunther versus Chase would be better. Oh, y'all are wild in. David and CJ, y'all are going in a wrestling jail for right now.
And we are back as Roxanne Perez delivers an uppercut. Jade Cargill is in trouble as
Ashton
Roxanne Perez is
Marcano
focused
says
on the
Denise
injured
versus
leg of
Mr.
Cargill.
Iguana. Yo,
And
I've been
Perez
trying
with
to
the great offense so far.
get.
Now
I'm
Cargill
trying.
looking to use her
Not
power.
for versus, but I've been
You see the
trying. I've
adrenaline
been
beginning
trying.
to flow. Jade able to
Not for a match,
hold up her
obviously.
leg for a moment.
Yeah, and back to the injured leg. Perez has been incredible in her strategy here.
Rowdy the
Saw her
cat,
do
Denise
this to
with
Rhea Ripley a few
sandbag
weeks back, and
Roxanne.
now Cargill
Hey,
tied.
bro, I can't
And
get
that running
light.
uppercut to
I
the
don't know
back
how to
of the
get
neck by
light.
Perez. Roxanne, nice springboard moonsault. Cover now for the win. Is it enough? Cargill kicks out at 2. Again, the winner will face Asuka in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament Saturday, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Night of Champions. And man, Perez doing an outstanding job here.
Well, that's where we're at.
Do her best to keep her.
Infamous Rear Loco says, me as John Cena breaking the fourth wall. Hi, Reg, how you doing? I know you're peeking in stream, seeing what's up. You see Wednesday, my dude, and pro.
Nearly
It's
ended
the
it.
promo, Infamous Rear Loco. Do the
13,000
promo. I'm here for it.
tonight in Nationwide Arena. The thing
I
about
also saw
Roxanne,
that
too,
Matt
we mentioned
Cardona
earlier,
made a
she's
shirt
so
out of it.
young,
He made a
so
shirt
much
that
of a
says,
career
"Hi,
ahead of
Matt
her.
Cardona."
That's like a winner.
Oh man, I love when people like
Roxanne
seized
possesses
an
the skill
opportunity,
set
and
of
that's
a
exactly what Matt Cardona
Again,
did.
mentioned earlier, trained by
Thanks,
the
Infamous Rear
Hall
Logo.
of Famer Booker T. And
Yes, boy,
again,
Denise
that
would
bad
go into
leg seems to be
business
giving
for
out.
herself.
Perez now trying to lock in a sleeper
Icy
here
says, "Yo,
on
Roxy is
Cargill.
dominating this mountain of a
Clearly, but it's
woman."
enough.
I told
Yeah,
you
Cargill's
guys
down
she
to 1 knee
would.
now. Perez trying to-
Roxanne's little and
And
feisty.
again, we
She's
talked about how
a
Roxanne
she's a
was attacking the
go-getter.
leg. Obviously, Jade having
Hey, shout out to
trouble
Christopher
maintaining
Farali
a
for
vertical
a
base, keeping her legs
for a
underneath it.
rally.
Able
Oh,
to
you're gonna have to
create
help me
the
out with that one.
separation, though,
Thank you,
driving
Christopher.
Perez into the corner as Jade collapses to the mat. Roxanne may have an opening here.
Roxanne Perez perched on the top turnbuckle.
And Perez.
Oh, she caught her.
Cargill, absolutely incredible. Picking Perez out of the air.
That was good.
Slam that would
Again,
make
Roxanne is
JBL
tiny, so
proud.
she's gonna make Jade
And
look
a
even
kick
more
off that leg and
powerful
all.
whenever she like
So
lifts
that
her.
was.
It's an instinctive reaction.
And Jade, though, starting to build momentum, takes out Perez and another one by Jade. And here comes Jade Cargill. Big boot to Perez off the ropes. And Jade with a spine buster.
I always think, and I've said this before, but I actually think that Roxanne works best with women that are like way bigger than her.
Cargill now stalking
It's one of the things that I've noticed
Perez.
about her, like from her NXT days. I don't know what it is. Like she just wrestles like bigger than her size. You know what I'm saying? That's just how she is.
Jade hooks both legs. Roxanne able to kick
Not
out.
ready yet. Not yet.
We mentioned it earlier.
You gotta
I
really
mentioned it.
sell
Jade
it to me
has a
because
tendency
Roxanne's
to
such a
get
good
little
competitor.
overconfident
You gotta
after just
really,
saw it.
really
Had she
make
gone
me
straight to
believe
the
that
cover,
if
had
she
she not
loses to
taken that
Jade,
extra
that it's
second to do
legit, you know?
extracurricular
Really gotta
activities,
sell it
this
to
one
me.
could be over.
And Roxanne putting up a hell of a fight
Dylan
here
K
tonight.
says, is Roxanne the best woman in the ring other than Io and Bianca? I don't know. I think that's probably a little bit more, you know, up to everyone's
Albeit a
taste.
toothless
That was a
one.
good
A
kick
by
from
Cargill,
Jade.
and
But
this could
I
be the
personally,
beginning of
she's
the
on my
end.
top
There it
5,
is.
so that's how I feel about that.
Perez rolls through.
Oh!
Counter, bridging cover.
Oh,
Cargill at
I got a little
2.
excited there. Again,
What a
I'm
counter
still
by
thinking Jade's
Roxanne.
winning this, but
Jade went for the
I
big
would love
boot.
it
Perez
if
caught her
I
with
was
one of her
surprised
own.
and Roxanne won. If Roxanne wins, though,
Good wizardry inside the ring. Here comes Perez.
I would imagine that
caught by
Asuka takes it
Cargill.
all the way.
Down goes Jade Cargill.
But I don't know. I've been
Roxanne
I've been
with
so
an
wrong in this whole
opportunity.
tournament.
Kick right to the back back to the next.
Hey,
Come on,
will she
Cargill
win?
To advance tonight as champions.
No.
Cargill kicks it too.
I don't know. I've been feeling like my predictions were so off on like most
Don't
of this
panic,
tournament.
Roxanne.
I'm not too proud on my
Roxanne's
takes,
got
on my
Jade
predictions
down.
for
She's
this
got
one.
Jade hurt and in trouble. What an
Infamous
opportunity
Very
for
Local
Perez
says,
here
damn, Jade
tonight.
licking
So
Roxanne's
disheartening
face.
for a
No
competitor, though,
hating.
when you hit your best shot and then some, and they still
Thanks,
keep picking
Infamous
out.
Very Loco.
And now Perez talking.
Even her
trash
just
to
like
Cargill.
wailing on Jade was fun to see. She's like crashing out there, physically crashing out.
And Cargill with a right hand. I think that just ticked Cargill off. Kicked by Perez now looking for pop rocks and not able to connect.
Oh, no, that was
just
weak.
barely
I hope
got her. I
that's
don't
not
think
it,
she
'cause
got
that
enough
was
of her, but
weak.
Maybe just enough.
Ah,
And Cargill
no.
now.
Oh,
Whitney
no.
Perez up. Whoa, goes Perez.
Okay, I feel like she should do another
Cargill,
one
no,
to sell it
no, no.
more, hit it more.
Yeah, trying to put Perez in position.
Okay.
She does now.
All right.
First Perez off a Jaded. Cover now.
I think this is
for
it.
The win
1,
by
2,
Cargill. She's gonna
3.
face Asuka
Yeah.
at Night of
Yeah,
Champions.
the match was great. I didn't love the ending though, but the match itself was really good. The ending when Jade hit Roxanne with the kick, with her pump kick, it didn't look like she really got much of Roxanne, so it didn't really make it look that effective, which is why it was a little hard for me to buy. But the rest of it was fine.
This victory, but Jade escapes with the W.
But yeah, I
and
did like the
entry
actual
into the
matchup.
Queen of
Just
the
the
Ring
last
final, where the
20, 30
Empress of
seconds,
tomorrow
just
awaits.
as
That could be a career-defining
technically
test for
sound.
the storm of WWE. Take another look at this. The power of Cargill.
But
delivering a
now I'm
powerbomb
feeling
and then
so much
realizing
better
she
about
was
my
in
Jade
shirt.
Cargill prediction, though.
Roxanne
I
Perez,
think Jade's taking this all the way. But can Jade defeat Asuka, who's one of the best
So now the match
women
is
wrestling-wise on the
We're Night of
roster?
Champions. 8 o'clock local, 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock on the West Coast this coming Saturday.
Oh,
Riyadh,
there she
Saudi
is.
Arabia.
Asuka. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to pretend I'm Asuka. I'm like, I don't do it the same way, but hey, an effort was made.
Asuka.
She's so pretty. I like when we see more of her face
There is
too.
history between these two in the tag team ranks. Now they go one-on-one in the Queen of the Ring tournament finals on Saturday.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting matchup for sure.
And that's going to be a
I
heck
don't
of a
think
matchup
Jade
come
takes it all the
Saturday.
way,
Big
but
Asuka Cargill.
I don't know, man. Asuka could come in and just be like, nah,
I've bet
sorry.
against Asuka, but with the performance we
We'll
saw
see.
in Jade Cargill, Jade may prove a lot of people wrong.
Next week when we get to Monday Night
All right,
Raw,
1
we'll have
second,
the-
everyone. I gotta start a different
as
recording.
well. Monday Night Raw, very special start time live from Pittsburgh. Next
Wait,
Monday
what?
night on
Special start
Netflix,
time?
6 o'clock
3
Eastern,
p.m.?
3 o'clock on the West Coast here in the United States.
3
Monday Night Raw,
p.m.?
special start time next week.
3
Queen
p.m.?
of the Ring when we come to Pittsburgh next
Guys,
week. Well, our main event
3
tonight could be
p.m.?
Cody Rhodes, could be Jey Uso. We're gonna find out tonight.
I love it! 3 p.m. Guys, I'm gonna be in bed hella early. Yo, yeah. Woo! 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Woo! Hold on, I gotta write this down before I forget. I am so happy right now, guys.
You don't even have to
I'm
say
sorry,
nothing.
but 3 p.m. Raw
It's me and you.
is amazing.
Being in the
That
trenches.
means Raw will be done by
From fighting
5:30,
my family.
which means I will be done with the post show by like around 6:30, which means I'll be done with work around 7, which means I'll be in bed watching Gilmore Girls by like 8. Woo! Y'all know me. I'm a secret old lady. I like my early time clocks.
There's only room for one.
That's so funny. All right, let me see what we got here, by the way. Let me catch up with the super chats. Where am I at? We got
on
Mike
Monday
Parker
night.
collects. What's up, Mike? He says, I won't be surprised if Roxanne doesn't win somehow since her and Asuka makes more sense as a match. I'm sorry, Mike. I should have read this sooner, but unfortunately, as you saw now, unfortunately, Roxanne did not get the win. But yeah, I kind of felt like maybe this might take for the overall tournament.
Cody Rhodes, Jey
But
Uso
Asuka's
in the
gone way further
semifinals
than
of
I
the
even
King of the
anticipated
Ring
she
tournament.
would. So I'm happy for Asuka on that. But yeah, I do think Jade will still take this one. Thank you, Mike. We got Uncle Don who says best women's qualifier by a mile. Now they've had a lot of really good matches. Like the Fatal 4-Ways were really good too. I think overall the tournament itself has been pretty solid. Thank you, Uncle Donk. We got Matt Toy. Hey, Matt. He says, Denise, loved your recent interview, especially the ones with Shotzi. Also, so fun seeing you at Fanatics Fest and in New York. Do you see New York as a place you could have lived in another lifetime? Oh, that's a great question, Matt. First of all, thank you for watching the interviews and the vlog. I loved the interview with Shotzi. By the way, they're running down Goldberg's career here. They're just showing his debut on the commercial break. I loved my conversation with Shotzi. She's somebody that the best way to describe it is she wears her heart on her sleeve. So really refreshing to hear her answers and the way that she communicates and talks about things. And she opened up about a lot of really deep personal stuff that she's gone through. So just hearing her tell her story was something that I enjoyed being able to do that with her. I also really loved the interview with Elena Black, Cora Jade, who you guys know. I thought she was so great. I had no idea what she'd be like outside of what we see on TV, and I thought she was just so lovely to talk to, so easy to talk to. It makes my job easier when people like Shotzi and Elena are really good at communicating, so it makes my job 100 times easier, and they are able to tell their stories, and it's just great. So and as for your last question, yeah, I've always wanted to live in New York. However, now as I've gotten older, I think that I'm just a forever Californian.
On Friday night. Let's go to Jackie Redmond now.
We're going to an interview. See who Jackie's going to interview.
Thank you so much,
but
ladies and
I would
gentlemen.
love
Please
to someday.
welcome
I don't know if I'd ever
Dominik
move to New York,
Mysterio.
but maybe in the past I maybe would have done it. Maybe not now because I really do love living here in California. Thank you so much, Matt.
I say thank you for the time, but you requested it. You
All right,
said
let's
you
see what
wanted to
Dominik has
address
to
the
say,
WWE
considering that his
regarding
güerita
Liv Morgan, your
has
injury.
been.
What would you like to say?
Well, Jackie,
No, we're back to booing Dominik, even though everybody loved him at WrestleMania.
What I would like to say is,
how sad! Everyone forgot they loved Dominik at WrestleMania.
what I'm trying to say is that I miss my güerita. My ribs aren't at 100%.
We're out of time. I'm sorry, but we got to toss it back to Cole.
Jackie, she's like, we're out of time, bro. That's it. He didn't even say anything. He didn't even say nothing. How sad. All right, well, we're back on Monday Night Raw in a few seconds, so let's see what we got next. We got CJ here who says, it's not that on Rox looks like she stopped too quick. I'm not sure what happened there, CJ, but it just didn't look so great. We got David Primero here who says, prediction, Naomi or someone else, because Jade, the queen of the ring.
The Hudson River, that is. We were on the west side highway.
So my prediction has been that Jade, that Jade wins with Naomi eventually cashing in when Jade is up for her matchup. That's what I think might happen. Thank you, David. Dead Man of RWT Pomerala says, are you excited that SmackDown is returning to 2 hours? Paul is more thrilled. I was thrilled. And I say this because I feel like just 3 hours is too much. And I think that the show, I'm not even gonna lie, there has been some really good 3-hour episodes of SmackDown. You guys just saw one this past Friday. There has been some good ones, but I do think that overall just 2 hours just feels right. It feels right.
Well,
And
they all wanted to
selfishly,
be
I wake up
WWE
early on
superstars
Saturdays,
and
so
make their own
I like that extra hour.
WWE entrance,
But that's
including
just
James
selfish
Hart,
reasons.
dressed
Thank
as
you, Paul.
Hulk Hogan. It was an incredible event at Fanatics Fest in New York City. We thank all of you who attended. Can't wait to next year.
You know, I've said this to you both before. When it comes to women's tag team titles, I think you both have a great chance at them.
Thank you so much, Sheamus.
Yeah.
And
Where's Otis?
we appreciate that, but you also did an amazing job last week, and don't lose sight of how great you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Don't worry about it. At least I got to put Rusev in his place for a little bit.
Sheamus,
Yeah,
next time.
it's okay.
Out.
Oh, it's Rusev.
Hey, fella. You still pretending to be everybody's friend. But this place is full of people like you. Smiles to their face, knife to the back.
You're trying to roll me up. Because now I march to beat of my own drum. And that drum is a 10 beats to the barrel, which I would love to smash against that chest of yours.
I do my damage in the ring like a god. And you do yours back here like a snake.
Just do the match.
God now, are you? Some god. I remember you being the most embarrassing and egotistical member of the League of Nations. That's what I remember. I'm tired of talking, fella. So what's it gonna be? No more BS. It's time to put up or shut up!
I'm gonna make you new memories.
I cannot wait for those
All right,
two.
well, that happened.
Again in the ring,
Let's see
once
what
again.
else we got here. Oh, yeah, that's
Ladies and
right. I
gentlemen,
didn't really
tonight, Monday Night
remember
Raw
this.
is
Yeah, thank you,
live on
Tony.
Netflix
Otis
and
is out with
presented
kayfabe
by
injury from Rusev.
Snickers.
Super Pro says maybe he's getting balloons for Rusev Day. Hey, what's up, Moe Best? How are you? See who else we got here. Oh, okay, we got Gunther next. Okay, let me get some shout outs here. We got Glenn Shelton. He says all food in New York be food heaven. Yo, honestly, man, I don't know. I'm a pizza lover. You guys know this. I don't know if I could survive living in New York with all that pizza tempting me every day. I probably wouldn't be able to leave the house. I would have to stay home every day. Just pizza and bagels are my favorite thing in the world. Yo, I might not. I don't think I'd be suited to live in New York full time. I would not. I don't think I'd make it out alive. Oh man. Hey Lewis, thank you so much for enjoying the Fanatics Fest video too. Shout out to Carlos V. Also, thank you so much for filling me in on that one. Let's see what we got here. Marshman96 says, do you realize Night of Champions is 10 a.m. your time? I do, and it don't bother me because I'm not going to be here for Night of Champions. I'm going to be at Anime Fest for Wrestleverse. That is where I will be. So I will not be here for Night of Champions. So I will be covering Night of Champions way, way, way later in the day because I will be in Kansas City.
Last week was supposed to be my celebration. Me celebrating, regaining what's rightfully mine, the World Heavyweight Championship. But instead, none other than Bill Goldberg walked down here, looked me straight into the eye. and told
There's
me
a big
that
sign that
I
says
am
Brett
next.
is right in the front row.
Thinking.
I hope they get a close-up shot of Goldberg's face if they get the chance.
Usually being next means
Is he there today?
getting speared out of your boots, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, and wake up looking at the lights. Bill Goldberg is the most destructive man of his generation.
Who wrote this?
But it is
Bret
not
Hart?
1999 anymore. It is 2025, and right now, I'm the guy. I'm the best professional wrestler in this company, and the World Heavyweight Championship around my waist proves it.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just let Brett write Gunther's promo so that Brett can talk all his shit through Gunther.
What Bill Goldberg had to say. Intense as always, but there's nothing he can say that will change my perception about him. And my perception is that I see a 58-year-old one-trick pony that can't lace my boots.
All right, some cheers for Gunther on that end.
So, Bill, I want to take the moment now and officially apologize to your wife and to your son for everything that I'm gonna do to the man that used to be Goldberg. I'm unlike anybody you ever stepped in the ring with. I embarrassed you once, and at Saturday night's main event, I'm gonna embarrass you again, because it's my personal responsibility to make sure that the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg forever dies.
I liked this promo. Like the camera super zoomed into his face, his eyes looking like they're bloodshot. He's so angry. I liked this. Okay, I was a fan. Sign me up. I'm sold. Thank you, Gunther.
Spell the end.
Gunther. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot we still have this
I know you're getting ready to defend your
Becky Bayley match
championship, but I was hoping that I could get your thoughts on the challenge.
My thoughts. I just witnessed Bayley and Lyra conspiring to work together, because that's the only way that they know they can get this title off me. So you know what? I've said too much already.
Fair enough. Thank you, Becky. Cole Graves, as I send it back to you, Becky, understandably focused on her upcoming. Actually, you know what? Hold that thought. Hey, Sammy. Sammy, do you have a second? I know this isn't a good time, but I know you're coming off a tough loss to Randy Orton on Friday night, but we all know how much becoming a world champion means to you. So I have to ask, on behalf of the WWE Universe, how are you processing this loss?
That's quite a response. What does encompass?
I like that
Listen,
scarlet t-shirt.
I'm not trying to get under your nerves.
That's
Just
a
to
good
speak
shirt.
plainly here.
Really good shirt.
You really, really, really had me. I believed every single thing you said last week. It was a great speech. I'm good enough.
I love
to become the
Scarlett's
world's
pop
champion.
too. Sorry guys,
But what
Scarlett's
happened?
distracting me.
Exactly what I told you would happen.
The shirt is
wrestled the
nice,
Viper,
the top is
And he
nice.
dropped you. Am I right? I mean, honestly, Sammy, when are you gonna get it through your thick skull that all this, the way you are, the way you want to be, Sammy, you're never gonna be world champion.
What about you, Cross? Are you gonna be world champion?
Okay.
Sammy, why don't you just let people talk to you like that? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm like, come on, Sammy. Fight back.
I am done talking to you. I talked to Adam Pearce. Our match is official. TikTok.
Stop it.
Got him.
All right, that's where we're at.
Sammy had had it, but seems like that's what Cross
Tanisha
wanted.
Hicks says, finally something. Don the Visionary says, oh shit. Chaos by Design says, ooh. Let's see what do we got here. Sky Mog says, got him. Megan says, devious. Davion
Ladies
says,
and
Terry
gentlemen,
Cross is so messy.
Quite sure what Becky Lynch
Malik
was
Pro says,
watching
Cross
earlier on.
hasn't
I
won a
don't think
mid-card
Bayley
title, let
Lyra
alone
were
a world title.
conspiring against
See,
her.
that's what I'm
Lyra
saying.
was
Like,
basically
Sammy
letting
had
Bayley
some things he
wishing
could fire
Bayley good
back
luck
and
tonight.
say.
Bayley saying you'll get
Like, legit.
first dibs on the title if I win. Becky
Cobra
really
says their
playing
match
Becky
is
Lynch
on
for being in
TikTok.
that headspace. I mean, Becky understands what it means to be a champion
Oh,
in WWE.
man.
You are perpetually
Super Pro
a
says
target.
that's what
And
I'd
Becky
call a
has to
punch.
be
Yeah, that was a
feeling
good
the
punch
heat
for
because
sure.
Becky is very
I
familiar with what
agree.
Bayley is
All right,
capable
let me
of.
catch
This
up here
woman
and see
trying to
where
bring
I
to the
left
United
off, by
States
the way.
Intercontinental Championship
We
was
got
the Grand Slam
SummerSlam champion in the women's division.
Brandon
Bayley is a
Rosen,
history
Brandon,
maker,
thank you
just
so much
like
for his
Becky
generous
Lynch.
super
Well,
chat. He
here's
says,
the deal with
maybe I'm in the
Bayley, too.
minority, but I'm getting bored with
Bayley was
Dom's
taken
mic
out of
work. He keeps
WrestleMania
stopping
by
to let the
Becky
crowd
Lynch.
boo him, which
Who's
is
got
fine. I
revenge
understand,
on
but I'd
Raw.
like to see Dom ignore the boos and actually cut a promo, heel her face. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's fun to boo Dominik Mysterio, but I feel like it's a little less fun after he had just been like cheered tremendously at WrestleMania. And I hate that we're almost supposed to forget that that even happened. I think before WrestleMania, that was great and all to boo Dominik, but now, post WrestleMania, I don't know that I feel that strongly about wanting to boo Dominik. And so I think the crowd is a little confused as to how exactly we should be reacting to Dominik. So everyone just defaults to the booing and we never hear any promos or anything like that. But I think after WrestleMania, had he cut a promo on Monday Night Raw, a nice little babyface promo, I think they could have really done something there, but now it just feels weird. It feels like they didn't want him to be a babyface, and it feels like they wanted to keep him as a heel, even though the crowd was rooting for him in a different direction, in a different light. So it is a little weird, honestly. Feels like we took 5 steps forward and we took 10 steps back with Dominik. But that's where we're at right now. Thank you, Brandon, by the way, for your kind super chat, as well as the great input that you gave in here. We got Sheldon Jackson, who says, Denise, you got to see Drilla Maloney versus Tomohiro Ishii for the B block qualifier, and Callum Newman versus Taichi A block qualifier to see who qualifies for New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax 35 next month. It was so good. Dude, that doesn't surprise me at all, especially hearing those names. It doesn't surprise me at all that you say this. I feel bad because I am like not even in the. I haven't really been following New Japan right now, and it does feel a little weird for me, like trying to get back in, and I know I can, and it'll happen right away. But I just kind of feel like there hasn't been that much drawing my attention. But this is a good start, so thank you so much, Sheldon. We got Mr. Grimbley here, who says 3 letters, 3 words. Denise World Order.
We're about to see if Bayley's
3 letters, 3 words. Denise World Order. I like that, Mr. Grimley. I'm gonna want to steal that. Thank you, Mr. Grimley. We got Infamous Radio Loco, who says Scarlett is so damn fine. Those spikes. That top was very, very cool. I really like that, especially the shirt. They should make it into a poster. I almost wish they did one of those kinds of shirts because it was almost. It had a mixture. The art of that t-shirt reminded me of pinup art, but it also reminded me of a little bit of like Loteria style. So like pin art, Loteria style. I almost wish they did a collection of shirts like that for every single woman on the roster. Can you imagine that if they did a shirt like that for all the girls? Girl, I would probably buy all of them because I like that kind of art. So whoever did the artwork for that did a pretty nice job. We got McTaro here, who says, did Michael Cole say Bayley will be Grand Slam champion? I didn't hear if he said that. Sorry, McTaro. Thank you so much for sending this in, though. But if she does win, I think she will be. Or wasn't she already? Thank you, McTaro.
Cody Rhodes.
Also, Undertaker's going to have Braun Breaker on as a special guest, and Jade will be on the Raw recap, and then KO will be on with Cody Rhodes.
On Raw recap. Meanwhile, back here in Columbus, Ohio, 13,433 on hand at the Nationwide Arena. Becky Lynch set to defend her Intercontinental Championship against Bayley. Long-time rivalry renewed here tonight.
There's a big old sign that says "Not my champ." All right, I'm expecting some shenanigans to unfold with this one, by the way. I don't think Bayley's going to win here. I think she will eventually, but just not tonight.
The Women's Intercontinental Championship!
Oh, no.
Introducing first, the challenger.
We got Marshman96. It says Becky went into Seth's closet Don't they always? I think Becky and Seth share a closet at this point. Louise Day says a fur coat on the hottest day of the year. Unless they have the AC fully blasted in there. Maybe they do.
From Dublin, Ireland.
Don the Visionary says LMAO, they for sure share clothes. Johnny D predicts that Lyra comes in and causes a DQ. I agree with Ray's and Johnny as well, too. I think that's probably bound to happen.
For the 9th time, these two rivals will go one-on-one.
Oh, thank you for
Becky
asking,
Lynch
Melissa. Says Denise, what are you
and
live
Edge
streaming this week?
5
So this
wins
week's
to 3.
schedule's
The
a little
last
bit
time they went
different.
one-on-one
I
back
will
in
not be here
February
tomorrow
of
for
2023,
NXT
over
because
2 years
tomorrow
ago,
I am
when they met
moderating a
inside
book
steel
signing
cage match. Tonight,
in
it
Huntington
is
Beach,
for the
Barnes
coveted
& Noble
Women's
at 7 p.m. For those of you who are in the Orange County area. Mark Ramon of
she was planning to wear at
ESPN,
WrestleMania.
he wrote a book about the NWO, and he's going to be doing a signing tomorrow. And I will be moderating his book signing. So once again, that's Barnes & Noble, Huntington Beach, 7 o'clock tomorrow, Tuesday, June 24th. And then also, so then Wednesday, I'll be here for AEW and the watch along and the review. And then Friday, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be here for SmackDown because I don't know what my Wi-Fi situation is in the hotel that I'm staying at in Kansas City. So that's all I have right now is Raw and Dynamite this week. Again, because of just there's just been a lot going on this week. Things that I committed to that I'm doing. So yeah, so a little bit of everything.
But the reality of the situation is,
thank you, Melissa. Handy Inertia says, moderating a book signing, will that end in someone going through a table? Hopefully not me. Hopefully I could be the one putting someone through a table.
Of course, Bayley, a former NXT Women's Champion. Becky as well, although Becky would win that title once she had made it to the main roster. And now Bayley with that sliding elbow to the spine.
Taker Claw says, Denise running from the live stream grind. Typical. Lol.
Looking for the disarmer, and Bayley, who knows her so well, able to counter.
Oh, looking for Rose Plant, perhaps.
All right, let's see what we get. It's always nice to see Bayley and Becky in the ring together. Always gives me a nostalgic joy.
As you mentioned earlier, they came up together, trained together. One of the original 4 horsewomen.
And I would just say personally, whoa,
hanging Becky up on the second rope.
Their mindsets are completely different. Bayley
hey, Stephen Martrulli, he says, hot take alert, a babyface cross versus heel Gunther is money. Yeah, you know what? I think that could work if they did do something like that. But I think right now they just got to focus on getting Cross an actual matchup, which is finally going to happen, according to what we just saw here with Sami Zayn. Thank you so much, Stephen Martrulli. And I feel like anybody with heel Gunther is money. We just need to stop seeing him with Jey Uso. Let's just move on to literally anybody else. Well, he is obviously with Goldberg, but after Goldberg, I'm sure we will get caught up on things. Get him in some more matchups with some more people. Thank you, Steven. Always for the support, man. David Primero says, are you sure you're not avoiding Andre Chase NXT tomorrow? I don't even know what's been announced for NXT tomorrow.
Bayley making the climb toward the top.
Oh, they still have the oh yeah, isn't tomorrow the tomorrow's the Fatal 4-Way for the women's? Yeah, I know they're doing that.
Oh, well, maybe not.
They're doing the Fatal 4-Way.
Able to take control.
And then I don't know what else.
Tearing Bayley's arm out of her socket. Becky's taking over.
Oh, that was nasty. Just yanking her arm down like she was trying to pull it out of its socket. Hey, what up, VPSR? Thank you so much for tuning in here. We also got OG Bloodline, Josh Perry in here. Hey, Bryn Hawking. Thank you so much for popping in. Bro, I was just asking about Otis too, but everybody reminded me about his kayfabe injury. I don't know what else. I don't know if there's anything else going on with him, so I'll just take everyone's word for that.
She's a veteran of the game. She knows that there's a weakness, and she's exploiting it.
Tiger Claw says, Raw hasn't been too awful tonight. Pretty much heavy for the most part. It's been going by pretty fast. We're down to the last hour already. So, yeah. Dan Davidson says, Miss Denise, Thursday night's collision for AEW this week. Yeah, I saw that. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, I gotta see what they announce for that show, bro. I can't commit to a collision watch along. Besides, people are always like, "Oh yeah, do a collision watch along, do a collision watch along." I do the collision watch along, and it doesn't get nowhere near the amount of viewers that the other streams do. So it's like I don't know, it's weird because people ask for collision watch alongs, but then it just doesn't hit as much as the other ones. Sorry, collision.
We
got Andy Inertial here who says collision was very good this last week. I heard. Always good when I don't watch. That's the running joke at this point.
So many times when you sense
Kyle Anthony says Becky versus Lyra versus Bayley at Evolution. I believe so. I think it will happen, but we'll see. We'll find out tonight, I think. I can't wait for them to start officially announcing matches for Evolution, especially since we're only a few weeks away.
Trying to fight back, and every time she delivers a blow with that arm.
Yeah, Bayley desperately needs a respite. Inside cradle for the win and the title. Kick out at 2.
And Becky with a drop kick. Again, quickly into the cover. And you can see Becky understanding how dangerous Bayley is, going for every cover she can.
Well, there's certainly a healthy amount of respect as competitors for one another.
We got Famous Amos. Hey, dude, good to see you back on the stream. He says, hopefully Jada takes the Fatal 4-Way. She needs a title, in my opinion. I think my money's still on Jordan, honestly. That's where I'm at with that.
Bayley trying to.
But I think Jada is a huge possibility too. Honestly, she's been a fan favorite for a while. She's been doing good. She's been doing a really fine job. Honestly, she really has.
And that moment was really a case of,
and she's got a nice fan base too. Like, people really like Jada.
She wanted to be and didn't think it would pay off. But Lynch was one step ahead. Both women with the same idea,
and both women who clotheslines in the middle of the ring.
We're back in 8 seconds, and Bayley and Becky are picking up the pace right now. Although when they come back, they'll be on the ground because they just did a double cross body.
Critical moment in this matchup in front of over 13,000 at Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio tonight. Bayley, the challenger. Becky Lynch, the champion.
Paul here says, collision isn't worth watching at the time it's on. Better to see what happened on social media first before deciding to sit and watch. I don't blame you, Paul. Honestly, I really don't blame you. Sometimes there are certain shows where you're like, I can watch the highlights. It's all right. We got Will Gray. Hey, what's up, Will? Thanks so much for tuning in. Dan Legby says, I like Bayley's gear tonight. Yeah, it's nice, the white and gold.
Becky was going for frequent covers.
We got Dylan K here who says, I think Jada Parker is definitely one of the best in the mic in NXT. Yeah, she's really good. Do you guys remember when they did those video packages for all the women? When they had, I think it was the 4-way, and they had everybody, like everybody had a very good specific video vignette, and Jada's was her, like talking about her upbringing. Holy cow, she cut a really great promo that day. I never forgot that one. That was probably my favorite Jada Parker promo that she's done on NXT, when she was kind of talking about like her upbringing and how she got here and the mentality that she has and all of that. I thought that was really good. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? WrestleMania says, did you ever check out Shake Shack? Did you like it? We have Shake Shack out here too, actually. We have one down the street from my house. So, and I have had Shake Shack in New York several years ago, actually. And then I just had Shake Shack when I was in Las Vegas for WrestleMania. So I'm all Shake Shack out. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really like it that much. It's like whatever to me.
Belly to back suplex by the champion, but the challenger answers with the Bayley to belly suplex, a maneuver that's brought Bayley so much.
What's up to Bilbo Braggins? What's up?
Only 2 women have held the Intercontinental.
Andy Inertial says Lash Legend is better. I don't think Lash Legend is better than Jada Parker. But we've seen far more of Jada Parker, though, than we have Lash Legend. But I do think that Jada Parker does a very fine job. Lash Legend is good, too, but we've just seen so much more of Jada that it would be crazy for me to say that Lash is better than Jada, because we've seen more of Jada.
Show Becky neck first.
If we started to see more of Lash Legend, then maybe I could agree, but not right now. We just haven't seen enough of her.
Sent Becky spine first into the buckle,
and Bayley with an opportunity. Cover for the championship. Becky at 2.
Hey, what's up, Angel Montes? Thank you so much for tuning in, man.
Becoming obvious on the face of the challenger. Bayley beginning to question herself. What else do I have to do? What else can I show Becky Lynch that the man hasn't already seen?
Now with Becky in trouble. Bayley going to climb up top. Bayley's comfortable up there. We've seen her do this a number of times in the past. Taking a little bit too much time, and it allows Becky to regroup.
The extra moment necessary to stabilize herself on the climb may have cost the challenger, Bayley.
Both women up in the high-risk district, high above the ring. And Becky may have the upper hand now. Blows to the spine.
All right, the crowd's waking up a little bit. They were a little bit quiet during this match.
And Becky and Bayley taken down with a superplex. And Becky looking for the armbar. Armbar in. The armbar's in on Bayley. Bayley trying to block it. Does a good job of it.
Shoulders.
And a kick out. Forcing Becky now. Trying to turn it into the disarmer. And Becky knows her. Bayley knows her so well. Able to count.
Yeah, that's what I like about watching them wrestle. Is that they really do know each other so well.
Bayley trying to turn the champion over potentially.
By the way, one of the things that Shotzi shared with me was a story about why people love Bayley so much. I thought it was so great.
Yeah, that might be the only reason it's a half.
If you guys haven't had a chance to listen to that, check it out, because I really like the things that she had to say about Bayley. Like, the way people speak about Bayley is crazy. They just have so much love and respect for her, and it's nice. It makes you have more love and respect for Bayley.
That arm may have cost Bayley right there. A big boot by Lynch. Becky favoring her knee now.
Both of these women leaving everything they have in the center of the ring for the right to become Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, two of the all-time greats in the women's division in WWE battling it out for the Intercontinental Championship. Two women who
Okay, here we go. Yes. Throw those punches.
Oh, there. Went for the handle slam. Bayley able to counter, and Bayley with a
okay.
slam of her own. Use it, Becky.
That was fun.
Becky realized exactly what the situation at hand was.
Or was it just momentum?
I like how she got out right away. She was like, I can't be close to Bayley right now.
With her own maneuver and had to get the heck out of Dodge ASAP.
Well, Bayley.
Ted Clown says, had to watch the Nazi interview twice. Got lost the first time picking out all the horror items on her wall. The wall was very cool. Very, very cool. I also love that she came in dressed like Chucky, which was very nice.
Oh, no. Lynch is... Well, you mentioned it, Cole. Champion's advantage. Becky wins this by countout. She retains her title.
Wait, is she stuck there?
Becky, what are you doing?
Oh, she's gonna bury Bayley.
And Corey's point, a countout means Becky
I guess this is better than a DQ. No, I don't think it'll happen. I think Lyra's gonna come in and help out Bayley. Maybe? I don't know.
Over Corey's
yeah, there she is. Lyra's there. I don't even know how Lyra got there.
Coming to Bayley's aid.
Oh, look out, Lyra.
And now Becky Lynch gets in the middle of it. Lyra Valkyrie.
Okay, yeah, so this is totally how we're going to get to our Evolution matchup, I presume.
But Becky wants Lyra to hit her. Becky knows it's going to force a disqualification.
Lyra, you know better than that, girl. Oh, but there's Bayley.
And Bayley threw Lyra out of the way, got struck by Lynch, and now Becky with a baseball slide takes out.
Oh, but now Lyra's gonna fight back. So now that she just got kicked in the face by Becky.
Turnabout is fair play.
We got chaos here at ringside.
Yeah, Bayley knows she's got to get this
Intercontinental Championship.
Bayley's got to get this one back in the ring. Bayley won't become champion by countout.
Count of 4 by the official. Becky bounced off the ring post. Bayley's got to get Becky back in the ring.
Oh Jesus! I thought she was about to go over the barricade. Becky when Bayley threw Becky.
Bayley sends Becky back into the ring.
Here we go. Bayley making the climb to the top turnbuckle.
And wait a minute.
Oh yeah, see there he goes. I like DQ, everybody.
Lyra had enough. She was taken out by Becky, and she may have just cost Bayley the title.
Oh, there's no mayhem about it, Cole. Lyra just screwed Becky over. This is ridiculous.
Well, she also screwed Bayley over.
Oh, damn.
And Bayley,
oh, Bailey's about to give her a piece of her mind. Either way, Becky walks out with her belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a result of a disqualification, your winner and still the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man, Becky Lynch!
Corey, the way that I see it is this. Lyra's been screwed over by Becky
All right,
Lynch.
well, pretty much what we expected actually went down here, so really no surprises. But that's where we're at. That's pretty much what everyone saw coming, so we're okay. We got Sam Marchulli here who says, oh, wait, I reread that one, I'm sorry. David Camaro says, hi, Denise, what's your opinion on that champion situation? Do you think WWE should have changed locations last minute? Hopefully things go well for WWE. Yeah, of course. I just don't think that's worth putting anyone's life in danger. I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth it. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, to be honest. I'm really not surprised that looks like they're really moving forward without changing anything of the location or anything like that. It's not surprising at all, but it is unfortunate because regardless, you know, if I were in that plane flight over there, I'd be hella fucking scared. Yo, I'd be praying to the heavens like 100 times if I was going over there, especially right now. So yeah, no, it's definitely terrifying, and just hoping that everybody has, now that they're going, I hope that everybody has a safe trip and that, you know, hopefully everything goes the way that it should, because I don't even want to think about anything else happening. I don't even want to think about that. Which sucks, because that's the world we live in where you do have to think about it, but I'm going to try not to because it's just too scary. Thank you, David. We got Bear Hudson here, says, whenever someone asks me about Denise Salcedo, I tell them she's one of the most intelligent, driven, and passionate people I've ever met. She's fearless and chasing her dreams while also helping others.
I've pushed myself to the limit.
Bear, thank you so much, man. I was like, oh no, what does he say when people ask about me? That's very nice of you, Bear. Very nice of you. I feel like you always just boost my confidence a whole lot. So really, thank you, man. I'm like memorizing your super chat. Whenever I feel like shit, I'm just gonna remember it and like play it in my head. Thank you, Bear. Really, thank you so much.
If you think that's gonna stop me,
wait, we're getting a JD McDonagh promo?
just don't know who I am.
We haven't had a JD McDonagh promo. God, it feels like ever. Have we ever even had
talk a big game?
A JD McDonagh promo?
But when things go south and you're not sure you're going to stand up again, those same people, they go silent. I am battle tested, forged in the fires of a Japanese dojo. 23 years I've been training under one of the best to ever lace their boots, Finn Balor. So, when it's finally my turn to step in the spotlight, it won't be handed to me because nothing has been. It will be taken by force. The whole world will find out what I've been saying. You never bet against an ace.
Oh, good for JD McDonagh getting himself a little video package. Here's a question for everybody. Where's Ludwig Kaiser? Ludwig Kaiser, where is he?
Ladies and gentlemen,
where is Ludwig? That's a real question. Real question is, where is Ludwig? Lee says, where is Ludwig? RT says he's in the boiler room. For real.
I'm not gonna waste it. Stop wasting your breath. Stop speaking in whispers. Say that with your chest.
All right, what do we got here?
Don't tell those other two, but you've always been
Gable
my
and
favorite
Ivy.
student, all right? Now, you should have won Money in the Bank, and you should have found yourself as Queen of the Ring, but you've had Stephanie Vaquer in your way. All right, now next time, do what Gable does when I've got someone in my way. Do what I did to Ray. Do what I did to Otis. Wipe him out completely, regardless of the cost. And we'll finish this lesson later. Now, far be it from me to laugh at someone else's misfortune unless they deserve it.
But in this case, Penta, it was my pleasure watching Braun Breaker destroy you earlier.
Why
tonight.
is
Maybe
Chad
I'll finish the
talking
job.
like that?
Maybe I'll rip that stupid mask off your head and show
He sounds
everybody
like
the
he's trying to be
ridiculous-
Italian.
Hey, stop!
Gable trying to cheat
Oh, well,
shot.
there you go. That was easy.
I told you, Chad. Settle! Fíjalo!
Oh, rip Chad Gable.
The sacrifice for Penta.
Oh, there's Ludwig Kaiser. Nice.
Raquel Rodriguez in the ring. She's
spotted
started
him.
a rivalry with Rhea
They
Ripley.
got
Corey
some
started a
OG.
couple of
Ludwig
weeks
is
ago
alive.
in the
He's
Queens of the
alive.
Tournament. First round
Guys,
matchup.
we
Just
finally
as it seemed
spotted
as though
Ludwig.
Rhea had victory
Yo, this
in
felt
her
like a, you know, those
fingertips.
treasure,
Raquel would arrive
no, a
and
scavenger
cost
hunt. You know when
mommy
you finally
big
find
time.
that one thing you couldn't find and
Rhea
you finally
Ripley,
find it?
Raquel
That's what
Rodriguez
it felt
with
like
the ball. Then
spotting
last week,
Ludwig
Rhea got a
Kaiser
little bit of
for
payback.
like a
Rhea
split
did her best to
second.
return the favor
That's
and rip
funny.
victory
That is
away
so
from the
funny.
hands of Raquel Rodriguez. But then
We got Sheldon Jackson says,
emphatic
Denise,
beatdown
gotta ask
did
your thoughts on
ensue,
the
a
AEW return of
thunderous
Kota
riptide
Ibushi on
on
the
the
show. You don't
outside
watch
of the
Collision.
ring.
Yeah, I know. I saw the clip online and I was
And then
like,
the
oh, cool.
assist
Kota Ibushi's back.
before the Empress
That was how I
Impact
saw it. I
Asuka
saw
would
the clip
advance.
online and I was
With a
like, all
special
right,
thank
good. I'm
you
glad.
to
Kota
Rhea
Ibushi
Ripley.
has been one of my favorites for a long time. I think he's very, he's crazy talented in the ring, but I'll finish this thought right now. Thank you,
You're not
Sheldon.
gonna screw me out of Queen of the Ring and get away with it. So si tú quieres, chiquita, I can drag you out here by that nose ring, or you can make it easy for yourself and get in here and take the beating you deserve, mamona.
Ooh. These two go way back, so we should get nasty out here right now. They shouldn't be holding back.
Be careful what you wish for, Raquel. Rhea talking trash and marching.
By
to
the way, my
ring.
whole timeline on Twitter
And here we
is just
go.
pictures of Rhea.
Rhea
Every, like, the
Raquel.
amount of pictures that have come out of her from
Ripley
Fanatics
taking
Fest
the fight to
is
Rodriguez.
all
Left
over my
and right,
timeline.
Dropping bombs is the eradicator, but Raquel taking mommy down for the moment. And Raquel Rodriguez is one of the few women who have a number of Rhea Ripley over the years, and Raquel sent right outside the ring. Look at the expression on the face of Rhea Ripley. This is a woman who's ready for battle.
Yeah, I told you it was going to get nasty out here. Oh, Jesus. Look at her.
Area. And the powerhouse Raquel Rodriguez. You say Rhea Ripley is unfamiliar with the feeling of being overpowered. Raquel,
Biggest pop of the night for this table.
we all know what Raquel has in mind.
I don't like those Slim Jim logos on the table, though. I gotta tell you, I'm not used to those. They feel like just,
Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley off the table takes Raquel down.
I don't know. They feel a little. They make the table look. They make the table look like a like a. Okay, I'm just gonna say they make the table look fake. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's giving it that fake feel.
Hey, Raquel started all this.
I don't know why, but it just makes me feel like it's a kiddie table, like a play pretend table. That's why I don't like the Slim Jim logo or any logo for that matter on the actual tables.
Got up the table in the ring, and I believe Raquel Rodriguez may be going for a ride. Raquel, go the other way. Oh, no. I tried to warn her. Rhea Ripley.
Oh, there's Roxanne.
Roxanne Perez from behind. Get Roxanne down. And now Mommy's outnumbered. Roxanne
What
Perez
is that?
coming to the aid of Raquel Rodriguez. Roxanne bounced off the top turnbuckle.
Well, at least hopefully Roxanne earned some brownie points by Raquel for going out there to help her out.
Raquel, though, caught Rhea. Oh, no, oh, no. Tahana bomb. Did you hear the table snap cold? Indeed, I did.
She snapped into a
Tahana
Slim Jim.
bomb by Raquel to
Rhea
through
snapped
the
into a
table.
Slim Jim. These friggin' Slim Jim tables.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, Sassy Ryder says, snap into a Slim Jim. Jonathan says, by God, the sponsored table.
Rhea Ripley, the latest.
Bill W says, snap into a Slim Jim table. Oh, a little hug there for Raquel, from Raquel to Roxanne. Dang, she replaced her bestie fast.
With a statement.
Oh my gosh, they look like mother and daughter because of the height difference. The height difference makes them look like mother and daughter, or like big sister and little sister.
Celebrate like the Florida
That's funny.
Panthers. Congratulations to the back-to-back.
All right, let me see where we're at here. We got Uncle Dog here who says, which match should be the main event of All In? Hangman versus Mox, Okada versus Kenny, Tony versus Mercedes. I think it'll be Hangman versus Moxley. I think that'll be the main event. But if I could pick my own main event, I think it would have to be Okada and Kenny, but I'm pretty sure it'll be Hangman and Mox, though. At the end of the day, it's for the AEW Championship. And Hangman winning is going to be a big deal for his second time. Thank you, Uncle Dunk. Bear Hudson here says, Denise, I meant everywhere and you've earned it all. Thank you, Bear. And also for being a DWO member now for 25 months. Thank you. We got McTaro who says, not the Slim Jim table. The funny part too is the thought process that they put on where they were going to put the logo. I mentioned this on another stream, but no matter how you break that table, which is always going to split in the half, no matter what angle you take a photo from that Slim Jim logo will always be on that photo for the rest of eternity, guys. Like, even when Slim Jim is not the sponsor anymore, and we're looking at these photos 100 years from now, they're still gonna be there. Oh man, I can't. Too funny.
Well, and of course, we're getting ready for the Queen of the Ring finals this coming Saturday at Night of Champions. It's Kathy Kelly standing by with a special guest.
Yes, Kathy Kelly. Let's see what Kathy's wearing today.
Yeah, guys,
I always look forward to seeing what she wears.
We got to talk about this return because it has been massive. You already stacked up 2 huge wins in less than a week, and now we know you're going on to face Jade Cargill in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament this Saturday. So how are you feeling heading into that match at Night of Champions?
Soon, the Empress of Tomorrow will be the Queen because no one is...
Oh, okay. This is a dream match people have been wanting to see. Asuka and Io.
If you win, it could finally be Asuka versus Io Sky, just like we always talked about in Damage Control. We are not in Damage Control anymore. See you at SummerSlam. I'll be ready.
That was pretty exciting to see. Not even gonna lie, that was pretty exciting.
Her sights set on Io Sky,
Eric Diaz says Io versus Asuka. Let's go.
The Empress of Tomorrow must get past Jade Cargill.
All right, we got Mike Parker Collects who says, I will give the show props. That I'd be falling asleep since I had to go at 4:15 in the morning today, but it's keeping my interest. Okay, good. Good, we like that. Hasn't been a bad show, guys. I only got a little, like my energy kind of went down just a little bit during the first part of Bayley and Becky. But I think it was because like the crowd had died down and then like they down, I died down. But then it came back once they started picking up the pace. Thank you, Mike Parker Collects. 3 p.m. Raw. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm so excited. Time Raw. Yo, I'm going to be so excited next week. Forget about it. I'm going to have the best time ever. Thank you, Mike. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, boy says why on commercial. I didn't even realize that happened during the commercial break. I'm sorry, yes, boy.
USA will be on Broadway.
What's up, Jerome? Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. We're doing well. I'm doing well. Hope everybody's doing well, too.
Jelly Roll, massive musical performer.
Bro, I feel like Jelly Roll's on every WWE PLE now. Someone should count how many Jelly Roll appearances we've seen at this point. I feel like he's always making appearances. All right, let's see. Oh, Rhea's pissed.
Yeah, sounds good.
Street fight.
Even better.
I can do that.
then it's official. I couldn't have said that any better myself.
All right, street fight with Raquel and Rhea. I don't know when though. I didn't catch when.
I also can't wait for this one.
Next week,
At
I
Night of
imagine?
Champions, it'll be John Cena, CM Punk for the undisputed WWE
15th
Championship.
time.
15th
Insane.
time they've gone one-on-one in their careers. This has been one of the great rivalries in the history of WWE.
Yin and Yang. Two seemingly opposite forces that in truth complement and interconnect with the other. Two entities in constant flux and transformation. Totally interdependent to exist. John Cena and CM Punk.
They couldn't be more different, honestly.
Yin and Yang.
They're such different performers, wrestlers.
John Cena.
Everything about them could not be more different.
If you want some, come get some. A decorated champion. A valiant in-ring competitor, and above all else, a man of the people. And after more than 2 decades in the spotlight, an icon who once set the standard of hustle, loyalty, and respect.
From Chicago, Illinois,
CM Punk. The loud, defiant voice of the voiceless. The rebel who was never meant to be king.
I've been the best ever since day one. There's one thing you're better at than I am, John, and that's kissing ass.
Raging against the system brought him adulation, but never enough to fill the hole deep within. His desire to sit alone atop the summit would lead to bitterness and resentment, self-destruction and banishment.
I like this video.
Time changes everything. Yin becomes Yang. Yang becomes Yin. In an infinite dance, struggling to find harmony. Contrasting dualities, destined to be bound. And the battle in which these two have been endlessly engaged finds itself with new motivation.
That title has corrupted you. I've been the victim of an abusive relationship. Because all you've ever done there for 25 years is sit on your ass and watch me be great.
Instead of a graceful exit, John Cena, detached and disillusioned, has vowed to
ruin wrestling for everyone.
While CM Punk has returned from exile, a beacon of hope and change. A new face for the company he once vowed to burn down. The balance has shifted.
Yin and Yang.
Light becomes shadow.
Fun
Shadow
stuff.
now stands in the sun.
I have shut your mouth.
We got Victaro here who says, remember the time Io and Asuka when they cut a promo in Japanese calling each other idiots and they were just like going off? I'm on board, dude. I want to see them wrestle. I want to see them wrestle. I don't know when, but at some point. That little confrontation that they did, it felt cool. Very, very cool. Thank you,
I'm
Victaro.
the greatest of all time.
Carlos V says Ying becomes Jimmy Wang Yang. When the Yang becomes Jimmy Wang Ying. Jimmy Wang Yang, Jimmy Wang Ying.
To believing the myth that you're the best in the world. Remember who gave you the
Hey, what up,
stage
Amon?
for
Thank you so
your
much for
pipe
tuning
bomb,
in.
pal? What have you done with it since then, huh?
I still can't get over CM Punk sleeping like a little old man. Welcome while John Cena cuts that long ass promo. And CM Punk laying there. I was laughing at all the edits that people made. They were putting like a little blanket over him. It was so funny.
Ball's in your court, hero.
The best in the world.
You can't see me. I see through you.
Yin and Yang. Positioned once again upon opposing shores. For a final reckoning.
At Night of Champions. All right, where are we at? Let me see. Let me catch up.
Riyadh,
God,
Saudi Arabia,
what the
but
hell?
we'll actually get things
Hey,
underway on Friday.
yo,
We have a kickoff
Infamous
show that gets
Raider
underway
Loco.
at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. on the West Coast on Peacock. That'll be
Sending you like I feel I'm gonna be like Solo Sikoa right now. I mean Jacob Fatu when he was doing the like praying emoji thing. I'm sorry, but dude, you've given me so much. He says, main event time, Denise. You don't gotta say nothing. You do so much for not only yourself but for those around you and of course your community. You don't only deserve it, you earned it. I can't get tired of praising you. Your channel has gotten me through much times. Much love and respect. Infamous Raider Loco Frank, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know you said I don't gotta say nothing, but it feels weird me not saying anything, dude. But you know how you know, and I think everybody here knows when this channel is completely funded by the people. It's just something that it really helps out a lot. You have no idea. Every single show, people tuning in, hitting that like. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross has been announced for Night of Champions, by the way. I wasn't sure if that was happening on Raw or Night of Champions or what, but it's Night of Champions. I just, it really just goes a long way. Every single thing. Hitting the like button, sharing, watching the video, even if you're on here for like 30 seconds, it doesn't matter. Everything really helps. And this is, of course, just like above and beyond. So thank you so much, Frank. Seriously. Thank you. So nice, man. I can't even believe it.
We will have our answer.
Eric Diaz says, yes, Raider Loco, you the man. We also got Raphael Smith says agree with Infamous Raider Loco, and Taylor Cannon. Hey, Taylor Cannon says awesomeness. And the kid says 100 agree. Thank you, the kid. Marky Dark, thank you guys so much for showing some love to Infamous Raider Loco Frank for all of the love. Also, I didn't mean just to be putting out your shoot name out there, Infamous Raider.
They are pumped up and fired up for main event Jey Uso.
That's so funny.
In Columbus. Jey knows what's at stake.
Lewis says 9 minutes for Jay's entrance. All right, guys, by the way, if I haven't shouted you out at some point, please, if you've been in the stream and you're like, Denise, you haven't said hello to me or something, just throw an emoji, any emoji in the chats. I can give you a shout out. We got Elijah Brody here who says, hey, Denise, really enjoyed the New York City vlog. Oh, I'm so happy people like that. My favorite part besides Fanatics Fest was going to the Friends experience. Friends is a popular channel, a popular show. I'm pretty sure everybody here for the most part has seen Friends, and it's just such a funny show to watch. So obviously, I'm a fan. I've seen it like a zillion times. So it was very cool to get to go to the experience, and it was very easy too. I was there for like 30 minutes. It didn't even take that long, and I just like went through the whole thing. But it was very enjoyable to like just see, and they had like a lot of the original, like props that were used on the show and things like that. The taxi, Phoebe's taxi, that was the original taxi. Things like that. The original canoe that Joey and Chandler had. All those little types of things was very cool to see. So I'm glad that I ended up doing that. Thank you, Elijah. We got Lay Royalty. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, Lay. Thank you so much for hopping into the stream. Who else do we got in here? We got 1996 Brendan. Hey, yo. We also got Brian Powers. Nice to see you on here, Brian Powers. This Love's Class of 76 PTW. We got Dan Legby Jr. We got, let's see, who haven't I shouted out here? Darkwing 19, always nice to see you on here, a regular on the show. Leo Poroy says Jay's entrance equals workout time. I know, huh? I should just start doing like jumping jacks or something during Jay's entrance. I think that might be easier than doing the knee thing. That starts hurting for a while. Hey, shout out to Stuff. We got Stuff in here. We got Stanley Koprinski and No Stanley. The show is still going on. Thank you, Eric. Also glad you enjoyed the vlog. Don the Visionary said it made him want to go to Fanatics Fest next year. Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome. If you're already in New York, I think it's worth it. If you're traveling, I only think it's worth it if you actually sign up for meet and greets. If you're not doing meet and greets, you'll be done like within 2 hours or less, honestly. Because there's not, and it depends on what you're going for. Obviously, if you're a fan of like all sports, you'll have a good time. If you're just like a WWE person, you'll probably not really do that much. And that's only if you don't get meet and greets. Like really do get meet and greets. And then for any panels that you want to go to, make sure you're there like way in advance, because if not, you'll miss out. So just some tips if you do decide to go to Fanatics Fest. Infamous Raider Loco says, LOL, my son hears it and was like, you know her, LOL. I said, yeah, we cool. But no, you're good. My shoot name is fine. Frank the Fourth says, hi, we watching Raw. Okay, good. I know. It's so guys, like I know everybody here for the most part on Instagram and Facebook, and sometimes people have different YouTube names and Instagram names and Facebook names, and they're doing another yeet. So he's giving me plenty of time to talk here. And so I learn everybody's names like on other apps. And so I know who you guys are on the actual YouTube channel. So I, if I just know, I just know at this point. I'm also a stalker, so there's that too. That's so funny. Your son's probably like, what? How does she know your name, Dad? She's a stalker. Thank you, Infamous Raider Loco. Thank you, the kid. He says my fave vlog was the one with the lights. That one's only privy to DWO members. I didn't put that one publicly, by the way. Some of my best vlogs are actually hidden from members only. I don't know why I do that, but I do that. So, yeah, thank you, the kid. Brian Power says, oh, I didn't think you would read mine. I usually do, Brian. I do. I try my best to try to get to everybody. Let's see. We got Anthony Soli. We got Lynette Zayas. Thank you so much, Lynette, for popping in. And then Night of Champions is this Saturday. We also got William Pugh. William! I love your last name, Pugh. Pugh. That's a good last name. All right. Shout out to Ozan. He says, hey, Denise, went to Fanatics Fest last year with my daughter, but missed it this year. Oh, Ozan, I'm glad you got to experience it. I didn't go last year. But I did meet a fan that told me he went to both years, and he thought that there was more to do this year than there was last year, which I thought was very interesting because I think that was one of the things that I felt about Fanatics Fest is that I felt the lines were really long and it was super crowded in there, like super crowded. But then again, I guess all conventions really are like that. You never go to a convention that isn't hella packed.
But right now, Cody's focus has to be singular.
Johnny T says, my friend got 10 free shirts. He's a merch guy. Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. They had some pretty decent merch over at Fanatics Fest. They didn't have as many WWE shirts. Oh, actually, never mind. They did. They had the WWE shirts, and then they had a collaboration that they just started with the Anti-Social Club. But I didn't really like those shirts. I didn't really think they were anything special. Sorry. I just didn't think the designs were really anything crazy. So I was like, oh, okay, cool collaboration. But none of them really looked appealing to me. The regular shirts looked appealing. That's fine. But yeah, it's kind of how I felt about that. I thought there could have been some more stuff there. But then again, they tried to pack it up as much as they could because most of the merch was Fanatics Fest merch, obviously.
6 o'clock on the East Coast, 3 o'clock West here in the States next week. Live from the Steel City.
Out to Cobra. That's one word, 4 letters. Beat. We got infamous DJ Wood. We're all pretty much at this point expecting Cody versus Randy at Night of Champions. We also got David Montalvo. Says these entrances are going to be longer than the match. Well, they still got 20 minutes here, so they still got a good amount of time for this matchup for sure.
On Saturday. Tremendous history.
Also, shout out to GZ. Thank you so much for also tuning in. And we also got Megan. Yeah, hey, Megan. It's been a second. How are you? All right.
The wing of Randy Orton.
Now we can go to this match. It's just about starting.
Randy lost from his career courtesy of the bloodline, the Jey Usos.
On the bright side, Jey Uso's super long entrance gives me a lot of time to shout people out.
An opportunity to
Cobra says, how did your husband like the devil shirt and hat? Oh, he loved it. He loved it because the devil shirt, I don't know if I showed it on the vlog. I think I did.
And think about what
King of the Ring has meant to many careers. It looked a little vintage, but it's not vintage, but it had like the vintage look. So yeah, he really liked it. He was trying it on the second I got home. I was making myself food and giving him the stuff I bought him, and he was like modeling the clothes, and I'm like, why are you trying it on right now? And he was just, he was excited.
And now the Viper awaits cover. And a kick out, Randy Orton. Well, lots been said about these two, but what about Randy Orton?
Lay Rhodes, he says, I'm hyped for NXT tomorrow. Do you watch Evolve? No, unfortunately, I don't, Lay. I'm not even going to lie. I don't have time. And I always forget Evolve is a thing. I feel bad, but I always do. Unless they remind me of it, I keep forgetting.
Opportunity to be king of the ring.
And beyond that, potentially world champion again. You're absolutely right.
Jay Grouse. It took me a second to get your comment. I was like, what is Jay Grouse talking about? Never knew Jacob was the Devil's fan. All right, if you guys get the joke, you get the joke. It even took me a second. I was like, what? Who's Jacob? Took me a second.
With so much at stake.
Oh, man, that's hella funny.
You have to forget all about it. When you're in the ring, you're
Shout out to Jesse Lord. Thank you so much for tuning in.
You used to hit your friends a little harder. You used to really go out there and
all right. Hopefully this is a good match. Let's hope for it. It should be at least fun getting to see two fan favorites here against each other.
And then afterwards, you go out, you have a beer, and you let bygones be bygones because it's about competition in this particular instance.
John T says, all gas, no brakes.
Arm drags and a stalemate in the early going.
Shout out to Dave Jordan, who's also here in the chat.
It's almost refreshing when you can.
Hey, what's up, Tanner Blakely? Good to see you. Tanner's also been popping into so many streams, so thank you.
Taking a shortcut. It's competition in its purest form. That's fully what I expect to see here.
Side headlock by Cody Rhodes, trying to control this matchup.
We got Melissa Cabello who says the crowd's not very hyped tonight. They've come and gone. I've primarily noticed it during Bayley and Becky. That's when I noticed that the crowd wasn't that
off the opening bell.
Energetic.
Fancy, just classic match strategy. But Cody looking for the crossroads
and able to counter his Jey Uso.
Ooh, I liked how Cody did like reverse limbo. Instead of doing limbo forward, he went backwards, limbo backwards. Sorry, that visual only makes sense in my own head. Oh, commercials. All right. But I still have the VPN, so we'll keep it going through the commercials.
Jay exchanging some words, and the pleasantries will.
Late Royalty says Booker T went off of Michelle McCool. What? I didn't see that.
It's about business. It's about a potential championship opportunity.
Michelle Diamond says, I hate that we miss so much here in the States. Michael, get your, are you watching on Netflix? If you're watching, you probably are. Duh, everybody's watching. Sorry, guys. Duh, everybody's watching on Netflix. Sorry, I asked because I know SmackDown is still on USA, but I watch on Netflix, so I got confused there. But obviously, Raw's on Netflix. What I was going to say is if you get yourself a VPN, any VPN, you can watch with the breaks, and you won't have to worry about it. So you just like switch your country to like Canada or something, and you'll be okay to watch the commercial breaks, and you won't miss that much. Hope that helps, Michael, because I know that, you know, clearly you want to see the things that are shown here. I honestly think that it makes things a million times better. Watching with a VPN. Michael says, if I could afford it, I would. Yeah, I know. It'd be like that.
Cody's been a 7-time
Tracy says, I agree, but we shouldn't have to get a VPN to get everything. I know. I agree with you, too. I feel like if you're doing it, they're literally doing it for every part of the world. Every other part of the world can watch everything. At least that's my understanding of that. But if you're in the United States, you cannot. So it's literally just us here that we're like kind of screwed on this one.
Chaotic fatal 4-way last week here on Monday Night Raw. Ooh, Rhodes with a chop. Nothing friendly about that.
Both of these guys know it's time to go.
Oh, Lay Royalty. Are you talking about season 2 of LFG? Is it out already? Uncle Dong's asking the same question.
Oh,
I didn't even realize it was out already. If it is, I haven't seen anything, like no promos for it or
It's
anything.
really a tough one, and I hate to be a fence sitter, but I have to say both of these guys have a great deal of momentum on their side because both men know and understand fully the opportunity at stake.
Yeah, quickest path.
Also, shout out to Lawrence Adams.
King of the ring. Saw Jade Cargill.
Oh, Michael says it's starting on Sunday. Oh shit! I'm telling you guys, I wasn't really online this weekend. I was in New York, so I was kind of just staying off the internet. I would post obviously like here and there, but I wasn't scrolling, so I kind of missed a lot.
And Jey Uso realizing you can see the fear in his eyes.
We got Mike Parker who collects and says at this point my mentality for cons is to get VIP if you can, especially if it's someone high on your want list. At this point, as long as I get what I want, I'm good. If I finish early, bonus. Yeah, especially if you're obviously Mike Parker who's a collector. You know, I'm sure you go to conventions looking for specific people and whatnot, so that makes a lot of sense. Especially if you have a game plan. If you have a game plan of who you want to meet, that is, you know, that'll make it worth it. I think if you're like a big fan of somebody, for example, like all the people who met Rhea, I'm sure like their trip, it didn't matter what else they did or what activations they did or didn't have, or whether or not they met into panels or anything like that. I'm sure just the fact that they got to meet their fave was worth the entire trip. So I feel like stuff like that makes it worth it. Thank you, Mike Parker collects.
Cody tried to protect himself, but
also shout out to Jeezy. We also got Bubba in here. See Delgado. This how's Rob been? I just got out of the Red Yankees. It's been all right. You haven't really missed too much. It's been a decent show, but nothing too out of this world. Tracy WV says, I'm surprised TKO hasn't bought a VPN company, TBH. Maybe because the idea wasn't put out there. Maybe they will at some point. Who knows? You know how it is. People just be buying everything. Thank you, Tracy.
Last year at King of the Ring to Gunther.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to get a VPN sponsor, but we'll see. Because I'm like, yo, I can hella promote you guys, but usually when you get a sponsor, they give like your followers a nice little deal. But as of this moment, I do not have a VPN sponsor, so got to work on that. Knees up.
Cody Rhodes got the knees up, and now looking for the Kimura lock. Looking for the Kimura lock. It is in deep. He tapped that Lesnar out with this move, and Cody looking to do it to Jey Uso tonight in advance.
And once again, perfect.
Oh, hey, good to see you, Leo Poroy. Thank you.
Jey Uso is in a world of trouble. Jey with nowhere to go. Cody's got him wrapped up good with the Kimura. Jey trying to make it back to a vertical base here. And sends Cody into the ropes. And now Jey for the sleeper. The sleeper with tapped out Gunther at WrestleMania to win the world title. And now Jey Uso trying to put Cody away.
Rhodes flailing wildly, trying to create some space, some separation from Jey Uso, who's trying to sink in the sleeper tighter and tighter.
Cody could be fading here. Our official senior referee, Chad Patton, right there as Cody collapses to a knee. Jey Uso with the sleeper locked in good.
You notice Jey putting on his full body weight across the back of Cody Rhodes, almost a body lock applied, making Cody support all of Jey's weight.
And Cody now got to power Jey up if he can, but Cody may be failing. Jey Uso may be closing in on the finals of the King of the Ring tournament.
You know what I was thinking about right now, watching Jey Uso and Cody? I was thinking about how many shirts they've sold in between them in the last year. Like between Cody and Jey, think about how many shirts they've sold in the last year.
Locked in good. Does Cody have anything
That's
left?
honestly what I was thinking about right now.
He does at least momentarily. Jey with his full body weight on the back of Cody. Cody may have only one chance, and that's to make it to the ropes, I believe. Jey's got it in good. Cody makes it to the ropes and dumps Jey to the floor, which buys Rhodes some time. First the Kimura, then the sleeper. And both men survive, at least for now.
Hey, shout out to Dr. Jay Merritt. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Hope you're doing well.
The ropes and in the process, dumped Jey all the way out to the floor. Cody now afforded several seconds to attempt to regain his breath, regain his bearings, and get back into this fight.
Cody back to his feet.
Yep, Melissa Cabello says we're down to the last 10 minutes. Yes, we are. Oh, that's a shout out to 45R5K.
And things are starting to get nasty now.
Yes, boy says.
Nothing
Cody about to
personal,
pass
it's
out.
just
Meanwhile,
business.
Denise thinking about how much merch
The
they
king
sold.
of the ring crown is worth that
Literally,
much
that's
to
what I was
every
thinking about. I was
superstar
like,
who seeks it.
huh, yeah. They've made a lot of money. Wonder how many shirts they've
Okay.
sold.
Tried the Uso splash earlier.
That's funny.
Blocked by Rhodes. Rhodes beats him to the
Meanwhile,
punch this
Cody's
time.
being choked to death. That's hella funny.
Indeed it is, as the slugfest continues on the top rope.
Headbutt between the eyes of the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes down. Jay still perched on the ropes, but look at Cody.
Cody scaling to the top rope. Great athleticism by Rhodes into a superplex.
But how much did it take out of Cody?
I think the crowd is more into this match.
Toward the bottom rope. Who's going to face Orton in the finals of the King of the Ring? Watch this impact.
All right, we're going back to a commercial break here. Oh, hey, Clown here says GCW just announced Elena Black versus Deonna Purrazzo. Oh, shit, did they really? Hell yeah. I'm happy to see Deonna also get a GCW date.
Now. Both of these men
That's very cool. Very,
going
very
through
cool.
A tremendous amount of punishment here. That superplex took out so much from both Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes.
Johnny T
Critical
says,
moment
Cody,
of
what?
this match.
Hey, easy.
Winner goes to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament.
We're entering the deep waters of this matchup, and both of these superstars are master swimmers.
Tronin
Neither
says,
is
do
stranger to
WWE
the
crowd
high-stakes
chant this is
situation,
awesome
the
for any
high-pressure
match,
situation.
like average at best? I will say I think as the
Cody
years
goes
have
back
gone
to
by,
his
we've
feet.
gotten
Jey Uso in the
definitely
corner,
gotten
still
far
trying
more
to
this is awesome
regroup.
chance than we used to, or at least it feels like it. I don't know. I feel like before we didn't get as
Cody
many,
kicked
but
right
maybe
in the
my
midsection of
just the way that I
main event
remember it
Jey
might be
Uso.
different.
Cody Smarty. They've injured his ribs.
All right, we're on a commercial break though. In the meantime, this match is like so-so. There's been some moments that I thought were good. There's been some moments that were just like whatever. But at the end of the day,
And now it's Jey Uso's chance, his opportunity. Jey going to try to climb to the top rope yet again. Been thwarted the first 2 times he's done this. Now Jey falls.
We got Tony here who says this is awesome chants are so overused. Yeah, now they're both down.
The exhaustion setting in.
Oh
for
man.
both of these men.
Kyle Taylor Richardson
14,000
says
on
this
hand
is
tonight.
awesome now means we're sufficiently entertained. All right, you know what? I
Monday
like
Night
this
Raw
one.
before
I
Night
think
of
this
Champions.
is what I'm gonna see this is awesome chants as now.
Winner of
Omar
King of the
here
Ring
says I
gets
feel
a
like those chants
World
have been more
Championship
frequent.
opportunity
Yeah,
at
that's what I
SummerSlam.
thought too. But I thought maybe who knows? Maybe I'm just judging it differently. Maybe I don't remember, or maybe I never noticed
More of
before.
attrition
Maybe they
here,
always
Cody.
chanted "This is
No
awesome"
doubt
chants
about
too
it.
much.
Who wants it more?
Cobra says this is rawesome. Andy says they should be chanting "This is
Will it be
average."
Rhodes? Will it be Uso?
Aw, can you imagine if someone chanted "This is average" during a match? I'd probably cry for that person. I would feel so bad. This is average. Aw.
Cody Rhodes, Jey
Omar
Uso.
says, because I feel like it was so
Semifinals,
rare
King
to
of the
hear
Ring
it back
tournament.
then.
Winner goes to Night of Champions
Yeah,
Saturday
that's
to
true.
face
Steve
Randy Orton in the
Matar.
finals.
Can't blame you on this one. He says you can't blame the crowd for chanting whatever they like when the seats cost
Cody had the high
$1,000s
ground for
of
just a
dollars.
moment,
That's
Jey made it
true.
whack to a vertical base.
And Cody now. And Rhodes with what with a bionic elbow, and Jey Uso turns it into a right of his own. Cody blocks.
We got Fire Mark here who says, do you have a Discord server? Yes, it's actually open to Patreon members and DWO members of the YouTube channel. So either membership gives you access to the Discord, and both of the links are in the description box below. Thank you, Fire Mark.
Now Jey with a power slam.
Dare I say, a very Randy Orton-esque power slam.
Yeah, sending a message to the
Lewis says this is watchable. It's probably worse than chanting average. I mean, honestly, I think the
Now
worst
Jey
chance you
stalking
can
his
ever
opponent.
get chanted is "This is boring,"
Oh,
and we have seen sometimes people get chanted "This is boring." That's the most brutal chant ever. This is boring, and you can't wrestle. are the two most brutal chants ever, in my opinion. Like, if I were a wrestler, I would be severely depressed if anybody chanted me those things while I was in a match. Like, I would go backstage and start crying afterwards if someone said, "This is boring," or "You can't wrestle." I would just be like devastated, looking for a new career. Devastated. CC Funk says, "This is so."
Long-time rivals.
Imagine this is so. Yes, it has been done up north. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would be devastated if someone chanted me that.
Cody looking for the disaster kick, and Jey Uso. Spear by Uso. Cover. And Rhodes kicks it.
Corral Diggs. Hey, this is a great question. Says, Denise, what's your favorite funny commercial? I really like the O'Reilly Auto Parts commercial. I like the one where it says, the one, was it Progressive? No, it's not Progressive. Is it Progressive? The one with the old man teaches the young parents to not become like their parents. And then the people do all these old people stuff, and they're like, no, like, just because you got a house, you don't have to act like your parents. I like those commercials. Those ones are funny.
For an opportunity to battle Randy Orton at Night of Champions on Saturday.
Progressive. Thank you, Jonathan. I knew it was progressive. Progressive. I like those commercials. Those are funny.
Almost looks like Jey Uso is trying to psych.
We got Infamous Raider Loco says, Denise, did Denise say member? It's the secret word. Okay, then. It's the secret word.
Another spear. Into a kick by Rhodes.
Thank you, Infamous Raider Loco.
Cody gonna go up top. Top rope. Super. Cody cutter for the win.
Always fun to see Cody do a super cutter. Hey, yo. Frank just gifted 5 DWO memberships. Hopefully some of you guys got some. It's very, very nice of you, Frank. Thank you.
Now it's Cody Rhodes trying to psych himself.
See, Delgado says, I like the Snickers one where the girlfriend agrees to swap, but then they are talking about board games. I usually like the Snickers commercials too. Hungry, grab a Snickers.
Cody survived a spear. Jey survived the super cutter. Now Cody firing up and measuring his man.
Cody just said, I'm sorry, Jey. This ends now.
Looking for Crossroads. Countered by Jey. Crossroads of his own.
Hey, that's different.
Jey Uso. Oh,
Jey hitting his own Crossroads.
Stayed alive.
You, me, and 14,000 plus, Cole. Everybody in this arena was on.
We got Big Time Baxter who says, Denise loved her interview with Elena Black. She felt so calm and less nervous compared to her other interviews. I noticed that. I watched her other interviews. I noticed it. I noticed the difference. She was very, very comfortable in the interview that she did with me, and I couldn't be more thrilled about that. Very, very happy about that. But yeah, I did notice that because I obviously went back to go watch her other interviews to see what she had or hadn't spoken about, things like that. So yeah, no, I did see that. I was very happy that she felt comfortable to talk about things on the show. So I was very happy about that. Thank you, Big Time Baxter. Hey, Jeremy says, yo, love you. I'm busted open on Saturdays. Thank you so much, Jeremy. It's always very nice to hear, man. Very, very nice to hear. Thank you.
Get up.
Desi Baby says, I spent the whole show stream braiding my daughter's hair. Thanks for keeping me company. Oh, you're welcome. Desi Baby, I'm going to give you my head because, oh, that sounded
This
really
is just
bad.
insurance. Jey Uso just wants to make damn sure. That's got to do it.
Jey Uso with a spear to Cody Rhodes.
Braid my hair the longest time, and I've never been able to French braid my hair. I would love to French braid my hair, but I don't know how. I could only do the regular braids. So, Desi Baby, I was like, sign me up. Get me them French braids.
Cody Rhodes go back to his feet, up to the top rope.
Struggling on the turnbuckle.
Oh my goodness!
Patricia says, love when a wrestler steals the opponent's move. Yeah, it's always fun to see that.
That's the third.
Ethan says, of course, Denise likes the progressive commercials. She popped her being in bed by 8. That's a fact.
And now, Cody Rhodes. Crossroads.
All right, is this it?
Cover.
Yeah, everybody knew Cody was winning, but there it is. Cody wins officially. So Cody and Randy for the finals of the men's tournament. You know what's funny? I was so much more excited about the Queen of the Ring than I was the King of the Ring. Yet, all my predictions for the men's King of the Ring, well, for the King of the Ring, we're all right. I think, for the most part, we're all right. And most of my opinions or predictions for the Queen of the Ring were all wrong. Unless Jade wins. If Jade wins, then I was right on the winner. But the actual people that won certain qualifiers have been wrong for the most part.
Not easy.
But this one, I think, ended up going the predictable route, which most people thought. J0 says Rikishi's going to be so mad. I'm pretty sure he had to have known, right? That, you know, Cody was going to win this one.
No, just for
Infamous Raider Loco says, Denise, you wild, give you my head, I'm dead. Well, you know what I meant. Here's my head to do some braids on.
Absolutely certain went up top, paid for it in spectacular fashion. A cutter by Rhodes.
Lay Rhodes, you have a nice night, man.
To the crossroads, sends Cody to the final.
We got JC here who says, I know it's fun to hate on Jey and Cody, but that match was really good. Oh, that little kid was cute.
Saturday.
By the way, do not go anywhere for those of you who want to catch the post show. Santi will be joining me very soon here on the show, so we'll get to all of that good stuff.
In the King of the Ring tournament finals, former mentor versus former protege.
Hey, John. He says, hey, Denise, glad you had fun in New York City. What did you think of Prince Street? The pizza place. I thought they had the best pepperonis I've ever tasted. They were like spicy pepperonis, and you know me, I love spicy. So I was a fan of the pepperonis. Legit. Cobra says, adrenaline in my soul, done yeeting, now you can go. Hey, what's up, Kale? Thank you so much for tuning in.
A hell of a matchup.
Sweet.
But Cody Rhodes is the man going to the finals of the King of the Ring.
See, now Rikishi can't be mad because they hugged at the end. Come on, you can't be mad if they hugged at the end.
Someone will define their legacy. Saturday at Night of Champions.
Gee, I wonder who it'll be. All right, ladies and gents, that was Raw for June 23rd. So I'm going to get ready to do the actual post show. So usually I just give Santi, like, he'll usually join me in a couple of minutes. So as soon as he's ready, he'll pop in and we will get the party started up in here. But in the meantime, though, let me make sure I'm caught up on everything. I am. So in the meantime, hold on. If you want to make sure that everyone is chanting, this is awesome, but for you, while you're in bed, you want to get this is awesome chants, you don't want to be so-so, you want to be awesome. Make sure to get Blue Chew and use that promo code Denise. Are you having technical difficulties in bed? Are you tired of being counted out, tapping out, or simply jobbing out? Get out of developmental and get drafted to the best sex you ever had with today's podcast sponsor, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections for sexual activities. And Blue Chew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Remember, hard times breed better men. So make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use the promo code Denise. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code Denise. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. All righty, everyone. I'm dying. I'm big time Baxter who wrote, Denise, what did you just say? Lord have mercy. I got to turn the volume down. Do not watch me in public, all right? If there are kitties in the room or anybody that you don't want to hear, that you won't want to hear about this, make sure you got your volume turned down or your headphones on. This show is not PG. Anyways, give me a couple minutes, guys. I'm still waiting for Santi. Santi, such a diva. He always comes in here so late because he's so fabulous and all of that stuff. So it takes him a second to get in here. So we'll go ahead and wait a little bit longer. Louis A says, I'm telling your mother. So I told my mom, by the way, about Blue Chew and my Blue Chew ads a little bit. And my mom is very, very awkward. She doesn't like talking about things like that, She's not really into, discussing those types of things, especially with her daughter, right? I'm a little bit more, I'm okay. I'm willing to say the things I say, right? But when I told my mom about it, she was kind of like, oh my God, Denise, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So that was literally my mom's reaction. Oh my God, Denise, I don't want to know. And so I was just like, all right, whatever. I mean, I obviously don't hide anything from my mother. And also my mom follows me on all social media platforms. However, my mom doesn't really know how to use YouTube. So I don't think my mom's ever tuned into any of my streams ever. She just watches my clips on social media. She thought you had to pay to use YouTube, which is weird. Also, my mom's not even old, so I don't know why she would think that, but she's just not really like a YouTube person. If she watches videos, it's on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, things like that. She won't actually, I don't think she knows how to go on YouTube and like search for someone. I'm not really too sure what my mom knows about YouTube. I gotta find out at some point. But yeah, no, she's never tuned into any of my shows. But I do have some other family members that have tuned in and they've told me, but I don't think they've ever seen my Blue Chew ads though. At least, and if they did, they were probably too embarrassed to bring it up to me because no one has said anything to me. So obviously my husband's seen my Blue Chew ads. He hears me promoting Blue Chew. He can hear me down, like whenever he's home down the hall, he'll be like, oh my God, there she goes again. We got McDonagh here who says, this is awesome. Blue Chew, awesome. Use the code Denise. Thank you, McDonagh. I'm laughing so hard. I don't know what my mom would think if she saw some of my ads. I don't know what my mom would think if she heard half the things I say on streams. But then again, some of the things I've said on streams, I've actually said things similar to that in person, so in front of my mother. And my mom, she always just goes, oh my God, Denise, you're so inappropriate. The amount of times my mom has said that to me is like a million times. Thank you, McDonagh. All right, let's see what else we got here. I'm just gonna kill some time, guys, so throw in some comments and we'll get to as many as I can. Until Santi gets in here. I'm calling Santi now the diva. He's a diva. That's what I'm calling him now. He's the diva. All right, we got Ken V's Worlds who says my TV was on the loudest setting. Your parents or anybody you live with is going to be like, what are you watching? Are you okay? Do we need to talk? We got T. Riley who says, Denise, where is Roman Reigns? If I had that answer for you, I would be blasting that answer out there for you. But I'm pretty sure Roman is living it up. But he's also seems like he's doing a lot of outside projects too. So he might be hung up on that type of stuff as well. We got Trigon Cooper. What's up, Trigon? Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see what else we got here. We got Livin' Rocks with a take here. Says, man, this booking is so bad lately. What in particular, Livin' Rocks, do you feel is not working for you? Let us know. And we have The Diva is now here. Santi, that's your new name. Welcome to the show.
Why am I the Diva?
I gave you that name in the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
I told everybody because I like to tell everybody, hey, the post show is happening. You got to give Santi a few minutes and then he's going to tune in. And now I'm switching it to, you know him. Santi's such a diva. He has to come in fashionably late.
Work on my schedule. That's right. You work on my schedule, my time zone. We work here in the Santi ecosystem time zones. It's what it is.
You see what I'm saying? Diva. D-I-V-A. Diva.
Hey, we cater to the bigger subscriber count. You know how it is on social media. You know how it is. You know how it is. Roll out the red carpet for me.
I should get a red carpet. You know what? Next time you pop on the stream, I'm gonna have paparazzi photos, red carpet,
Nice.
the whole deal. I'm gonna send. Okay, what color M&Ms do you like?
They all taste the same.
Okay, but you don't have a preference?
I don't have a preference. I have a preference
Skittles?
for peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms? Okay, see. So next time your dressing room will only be peanut M&Ms.
Only yellow peanut M&Ms. I guess I do have a preference for color.
See? All right, it'll happen. All right, let's do this, everybody. Here we go. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Monday, June 23rd. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, joined by Santi Zap, and we are here to chat Monday Night Raw. Santi, first and foremost, how are you?
Denise, I want you right now to sit down and just listen to what I have to say, because I am here to thank God for Karrion Kross getting on a premium live event. You have been a denier. You have been a naysayer. You have been all up against Karrion Kross. It might have taken a war in the Middle East for it to finally happen, but Karrion Kross is on a WWE Premium Live event, and I am here to spread the word, spread the joy, spread the cheer that Karrion Kross has manifested himself a major match at a Premium Live event. No matches on Monday Night Raw for like 7 months. That's fine. Just right to a PLE. That's what we get with Karrion Kross.
Okay, look, now that you're the town crier out here spreading the news, okay, fine. You know what? I'm happy for Karrion Kross. I mean, when is the last time we saw him on Monday Night Raw? I have no idea, like an actual matchup, no idea. But I am happy that he finally got this match with Sami Zayn. Look, it finally happened. Good. There had to be a payoff to this at some point, because if there wasn't, I would have been fed up with this already. I was getting kind of tired of these backstage segments where he would go up to Sami, and Sami was acting like if Karrion Kross was some big bad bully trying to take away his lunch money. I'm glad, first of all, that Sami actually punched him in the face, because I was starting to think that Sami Zayn didn't have a backbone there for a second. I was starting to worry.
Got him, said Karrion Kross. Put that on the t-shirt.
You know what, though? I'm not even gonna lie, though. I don't think Karrion Kross nor Sami was the star of the segment.
Oh, of course. It's always Scarlett.
It was Scarlett.
Did
you see her top that she was wearing today with the spikes everywhere, and then the really cool shirt Karrion Kross had of Scarlett?
That is not what I would have noticed. You're talking to you're just talking to a dude right now.
All right. Well, for next time, if anybody did notice, I'm sure maybe some of you guys did not, but Scarlett had this really great top. It was maroon. I think it was maroon. It had all these spikes on.
Denise, if you put a gun to my head and told me what was her shirt color, her top, not in a million years would I be able to tell you.
Okay, fine. Did you even notice Karrion Kross's t-shirt?
No.
Shut up. Okay, Karrion Kross had a t-shirt of Scarlett, but it was really cool. The artwork was almost like a pinup slash, it kind of had like pinup slash like loteria vibes. I can't really explain it. Like that was kind of like the art of it. And the thing I was talking to that I kind of wish is that I wish they made a shirt like that for like all the girls, because that was a really cool shirt. So yeah, I was actually looking, I was actually paying attention.
All right. Hey, W shirt in the chat, fellas.
Anyways, all right, well, let's go ahead and get into that. Night of Champions has turned out to be, I don't even know if turned out's the right word. I think we kind of all anticipated this, and it only got progressively worse in the last couple of days. So Night of Champions, people have been talking about it all over social media, in the WWE circles, of course, and whatnot, because of everything going on right now in the Middle East. People were wondering, hey, is WWE still going to do this event in Saudi Arabia? What the hell is going to go on? And as of right now, where we're at with all of this is that both Night of Champions and Friday Night SmackDown is still looking like it's going to go as scheduled. Donald Trump has basically posted that on all sides, Israel, Iran, and the U.S. have all agreed to a ceasefire. So in theory, that's basically, in theory would end the danger for right now. But of course, when it comes to stuff like this, you really can't predict what may or may not happen. So it's still a very, very scary situation to be in for the talent. And from the looks of it, earlier today, it basically came out that a lot of the crew members were already over there, and a lot of them were already stuck in the airport and could not leave and had to be there because of everything going on. Now, the talent will be leaving tomorrow and Wednesday. So again, this is one of those situations where you're hoping for the best. But Santi, what has been your thought process seeing all of this, obviously on the wrestling side, given that, hey, it's a very scary situation to be sending the talent and the crew and everybody over right now to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's also minute by minute. What we're talking about right now, within an hour or two, could legitimately be old news. We don't know where things are going to go. They've announced a ceasefire, but it's like a 6-hour gap window before the ceasefire officially begins. Maybe something happens in between there. I don't know. All right. These are geopolitical conversations that are so above my head. But all I can really say is, if there is an inkling, a 1% chance of danger for the WWE talent, then they should just not go there. That's my opinion. Maybe they're getting assurances, extra protection. I don't know. Again, I'm not privy to any of those conversations or how something like this might go down. I would like to assume that TKO would not prioritize doing the show over the health and safety of their talent and the crew and the fans live in attendance. I want to imagine that. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt at least. I'm not surprised ultimately that the show is still kind of pushing forward, but again, things could change literally in an hour, tomorrow, Friday, day of the show, who knows, because it's such a minute by minute situation that's happening over there.
Yeah, part of me is, it's weird because part of me is not surprised that they went through with the show regardless, because even, as a couple of hours ago, we still hadn't heard about the ceasefire or anything like that. I thought that by the point where we were at as of this morning, I would have hoped that they had a plan B situation and that they would have honestly just executed that plan B situation, because it's not like they knew, for a fact that, hey, the ceasefire was going to happen. And even then, like you said, this is a situation where it can change. Like, these are very serious matters that are beyond the scope of pro wrestling, that are beyond the scope of anything that we normally talk about here on the channel. And so it is very scary. It's a very dangerous situation. And, you just got to hope for the best at this point. But I was hoping that they would just go with the plan B and say, hey, you know what? We don't want to risk it. And we can do a show in a million other places, right? And I know I know this is completely short notice, but hey, these things are possible where you can find a suitable plan B and go about it that direction. But it looks like they just, pulled through. And as of right now, it's going on as promised, and it's been promoted heavily on Monday Night Raw. And that's where we're at with this. So hoping for the best for everybody. All right. I want to go ahead and get into what we got here, because we got quite a bit that we got to get into. All right. So let me see where we're at here. We got Saif Den Super here, who says, hi, these Seth Rollins promos are literal death, worse than Triple H 2003. Show picked up once Gunther cut a promo through the main event, but just death. All right. So let's start there. We did get a Seth Rollins promo, and Santi, he mentioned you, he mentioned me, He mentioned Saif Dan Super. He mentioned every single person on this stream. That is how many mentions Seth Rollins had of people that he was calling out. And basically, he just addressed a couple of people, ran down some of that history, said he was a visionary, and that's where we're at. I didn't love the Seth Rollins promo, but I thought, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm usually not a big fan of Seth Rollins promos, so I didn't know if it was just a me thing, or did you feel the same way, or did you feel opposite?
No, I think we have some similarities in terms of how I felt. I didn't think it was a bad promo. It just felt like a promo for somebody whose plans haven't started yet. You know, they have clearly big things planned for Seth Rollins, but they aren't starting yet. You know, I feel like they're going to start closer to SummerSlam. That's going to be, you know, a big program for the WWE. But right now, Seth Rollins is just sort of in a hamster wheel, doing kind of the same thing over and over again, probably until his big major feud can actually properly start, which I'm presuming is going to be LA Knight. He just sort of feels like he's on standstill until maybe post Night of Champions. Then we can maybe get a little bit more substance here from the Seth Rollins character and a little bit further movement towards his motivations. But here's the thing, in my opinion, even once the LA Knight feud starts, that's not what I want to get out of this Seth Rollins. We all know what we want. We want the feud with Roman. We want a world championship run. Like that to me, like when Seth wins that world championship, when he cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, that to me will be the real start of Seth Rollins's heel run. That's when I think will be, I feel like we're in the prequel, basically. Like we're still just setting up pieces. And once that cash in happens, I think we'll say, okay, we're here. We've arrived. The Seth Rollins heel run is properly started. So right now it does sort of feel like we're just sort of kicking a can down the road until we get to the inevitable real start to this run.
Yeah, because after WrestleMania and Raw after Mania, this was the biggest thing, right? That everybody was talking about. Seth Rollins' new faction, and oh my gosh, now Braun Breaker's in this, Bronson Reed is in this, and just everything that's come about from that. And now, you mentioned this pause is what it feels like. When you said, oh, you know, the right now, obviously he addressed LA Knight, so we know that that's been brewing for a little bit. This does not feel like the big thing though. And it doesn't feel like the big thing because WWE hasn't really done much with LA Knight and the buzz that he had for a while. And so that has sort of mellowed out to the point where, like you said, the person we're waiting for is Roman Reigns. And it feels a little bit weird right now that Roman Reigns has really not yet been seen. He hasn't really been heard from. We don't really know what's going on. I know he's got other things going on, you know, outside of WWE. Clearly, Roman Reigns is a very busy man. We know that, but it feels that how important this whole thing was, we need to continue matching that because right now, what's the real big, like, honestly, think about it. What's the real big feud besides John Cena and CM Punk for the men?
I think probably the next biggest one is probably like Solo Jacob.
And even then, that's not like there's a couple steps down. It's a big gap, exactly.
Sure.
And us, you know, as big a fan as we are of all those guys, sure.
Gunther, Goldberg. How are we just going to disparage this?
I'm not, but I don't see that on the same kind of level of everything else.
It isn't. It isn't on the same level as everything else. Right now, everything is several stories below the importance of John Cena, CM Punk. Right now, for sure.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I'm looking at this and going, this is not what this should be. Considering that Seth Rollins was the most talked about thing coming off of WrestleMania, we need to keep that going. We need to keep making sure that that feels strong and alive. But yeah, I wasn't that big of a fan of this promo, but that's where we were essentially at with this, though. What I was a fan of, though, is what we saw between Braun Breaker and Penta here tonight, with Braun Breaker defeating Penta. The best part, of course, was one, when Penta hit him with the Canadian Destroyer. That was great because Braun Breaker is such a pretty big guy. And then two, when Braun Breaker actually speared Penta after Penta had springboarded like off the second rope, and he ends up finding just like this mid-air spear collision from Braun. That was freaking cool. So for the most part, this was a fun match.
I thought the match was fantastic. I think up until Jey and Cody, which I ended up really liking. I thought there was a lot of drama there. I thought that Penta versus Braun Breaker was the best match of the night. They had just such great chemistry with one another. I also just thought it was kind of cool, even though clearly Penta is not to the level of Seth Rollins kind of guy. It's kind of cool to see Penta in the same kind of gravitational pull as somebody of the name of a Seth Rollins. One of the things that I said in my chat, it's so funny that we're talking about this at the very beginning of the stream. I said, hey, we haven't really talked about how WWE hasn't actually screwed up Penta. And that's kind of surprising. I really thought that they were going to screw him up completely, and they haven't screwed him up. And it's kind of cool that he's having a moment, a micro feud with somebody the likes of Seth Rollins. I just don't feel like in previous regimes, the guy with the mask from Mexico would have gotten the same level of I guess presentation and added into main event programs. It just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I do like that too. The one thing that I was trying to think of though, after Money in the Bank, I felt like there hadn't really been that much going on with Penta. So I was glad that they even booked this match with him and Braun Breaker here today. I did enjoy that. And the other thing that we saw with Penta today was he also attacked Chad Gable backstage, which we know Chad Gable and him have a lot of history now at this point in WWE. They've had multiple matches against each other, but also, I think they got to keep doing stuff like this with Penta. I love that confrontation he had with Chad. Of course, Chad was, getting annoying, being in his face, and Penta basically taught him a lesson. But going back to that thing with Seth Rollins and Penta, I love this because Seth was trying to tell, basically Seth was trying to scare him. And I thought, bro, this is the guy that has cero miedo. He's not afraid of anything. So I kind of want to see that play out. I want to see Penta really show them, hey, I'm not afraid of you or your guys. I don't give a damn.
No, I'm down for that. I hope it leads to Penta versus Seth Rollins. It's a match Penta is going to lose, but I still want to see that.
But it'll be good though, because that's the thing though. Regardless of how I feel about Seth Rollins' promos, I love Seth Rollins as a wrestler. I always think his matches are fun. And the reason why I like Seth Rollins' matches, Santi, is because he has really good pacing in his matches where there's not a lot of downtime. There's not a lot of down periods. And I'm the person that gets easily bored if we start, slowing shit down. I like things to feel a little bit more fast paced. And so Seth Rollins in there with Penta, who also, works at a pretty decent pace, just seeing both of those guys together, I think could make for a really good matchup.
I agree entirely.
We got Rahu P here who says Asuka versus Io. Please God, let it happen. All right, well, let's go ahead and get right into that. This basically everything that went down with the Queen of the Ring tournament pretty much went down very early on in the show. So we had Jade Cargill defeat Roxanne Perez. Now, for the most part, I think we knew this was going to happen, Santi. I think you and I spoke about Jade Cargill looking like she was the one that was going to win this tournament. A part of me did wonder if Liv Morgan getting injured at all was going to mess any of this up, but it didn't. So Jade Cargill wins. We'll talk about the match in just a second, but she did have a confrontation with Asuka, who Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss. So now we know it's going to be Jade versus Asuka in the finals, Night of Champions, and the winner will go on to face, whomever they want as the champion, right? The respective champion of their brand. And backstage, we had a confrontation between Asuka and Io. Now, this is a dream match that a lot of people have been wanting to see. Two of these girls that can just go to town. Santi, I know Io is your favorite, and Asuka is a damn great professional wrestler. Do you prefer to see this outcome where we end up with Asuka versus Io, or do you prefer to see the situation, the outcome with Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton?
Just want to point something out. We had a full Raquel Rodriguez promo and brawl with Rhea Ripley. Get 10 minutes of TV time, and Io Sky, our women's world champion, can hardly get 30 seconds during a commercial break. That was a commercial break segment. All right. Just remember that. All right. So because of that, even though they're already laying down the seeds for for Asuka versus Io. One of the things that I've had to just sort of come to the realization is that if it happens in commercial break, it doesn't mean anything until it actually manifests itself on the non-commercial break edition of the show. Look at everything they did with Ludwig Kaiser. We thought he was going to get a Mania match, all of these moments on commercial break during Monday Night Raw, and now he's relegated to appearing in the background today for the first time in months during the Chad Gable Penta segment. So because that happened on commercial break, it leads me to believe that they have no intention of having Asuka win this thing. They could still be very well going towards Asuka Io Sky. You can get there naturally without Asuka winning the Queen of the Ring tournament, but I feel it in my gut, in my loins, everywhere. Jade's winning this.
Yeah, I think that was kind of where I was at with this from the beginning. So I kind of hope that it was funny because when I was looking at the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring brackets, I was most excited for the Queen of the Ring. I thought that the King of the Ring felt a lot more predictable. I wasn't as excited about it. And it's funny because I feel like most of my predictions for the King of the Ring have been right because it was so predictable. And most of my opinions beside the winner the only thing I may get right in this whole predictions thing for the Queen of the Ring may actually be the winner. But all of the other people that I thought were going to make it along in the tournament, I was wrong about. But that's where we're at, though, with the talent and the pool of women performers that we have here in this tournament, that this one was definitely harder to just lay out. But I do think they got something there with Asuka and Io. They know that, or else we wouldn't have seen this backstage happen. So I do want to take a second, though, and talk about the Jade Cargill Roxanne Perez match, though, because one of my favorite things, Roxanne is in my top 5 favorite WWE women. I just think she's so freaking talented, such a great wrestler. But I've said this before, I really love Roxanne Perez, especially when she works with girls that are a lot bigger than her in size, because even though Roxanne is a small, petite performer, she fights big. She's got big girl energy when she goes into the ring, and I thought she gave Jade Cargill a hell of a match. I loved the entire match. I didn't love the finish. The finish looked a little bit like wonky, mainly because Jade Cargill's pump kick didn't necessarily land too well on Roxanne. And then it kind of just seemed like there was a little bit of indecision towards the end. But the actual matchup, I definitely enjoyed, especially because it felt like Roxanne was just, someone made a joke that Roxanne was basically handling this mountain of a woman during the match. And that's really what we saw there. But Santi, Jade, Roxanne, did this do anything for you?
I thought the match was okay, and then the finish kind of like soured me on it. I'm not gonna walk out wanting to rewatch this match. Basically, it's like, okay, we got through it. It's Roxanne Perez. Yeah, she's got a bright future, but right now it's clearly the Jade Cargill train. I know it's like the most simple, obvious choice to go with, but that's just kind of been WWE's MO, especially these days, just going with what is more of a known commodity for them. And I just didn't think that WWE would go with something like Roxanne Perez versus Asuka. I don't think that was anywhere going to be in their plans. Maybe the fact that I was so certain that Jade Cargill was going to win, maybe that kind of spoiled the match a little bit for me in terms of being like heavily invested in it. But then I don't think that the performers did that great of a job at getting me back into it, especially the finish. The finish was really awkward, really slow. I don't know who missed her cue or what, but like it kind of took me out of the reality of the match there for a second.
You couldn't, I think what it was is also you couldn't buy Jade Cargill defeating Roxanne with that particular, how it turned out for the finish. I think had she nailed the pump kick, had she got him right into her finisher, I think that would have felt a lot more solid. And that's the disconnection I had. So I hope that I don't have that same disconnection if she defeats Asuka, because we know Asuka is just, way stronger wrestler than Jade is. So I feel like that is going to be the challenge when you see Jade and Asuka is, can you buy that Jade can successfully out wrestle and defeat Asuka? That's a tall glass to fill right there. So I hope that match does turn out a little bit better. And obviously Asuka will carry Jade for that. So I do have hope. I do have faith in Asuka. And I did think that Roxanne did a fine job with her today. But yeah, of course, the ending was just a little bit weird there. But I should mention this now, though, because you mentioned earlier the Rhea Ripley confrontation with her and Raquel that is going to lead to a street fight between both girls. But afterwards, we did see Roxanne Perez come in and have Raquel's back. And as unfortunately today we learned that Liv Morgan is going to be out for 7 months, and she is a half of the women's tag teams champion. So it's looking like Roxanne is definitely going to be the one filling in, especially since we saw a little bit of bonding there with Raquel and Roxanne.
Yeah, I think it's just a natural pivot. I don't think that they need to overthink this. It's right there, you know. You were not that you were heading down that direction anyway, but like you can, when eventually Liv comes back, you can pick up the story a lot more organically. If Roxanne Perez has integrated herself like deeply within the Judgment Day, then you can just kind of pick it right back up. I'm glad that they're not abandoning this. I was a little bit nervous, like, damn it. This was going to be a huge driving force of Roxanne's push on the main roster, and with Liv gone, I was a little bit nervous about it. I still don't think that we're going to see Roxanne hit the same levels of push within the main roster as quickly had Liv Morgan been there. I feel like we would have gotten like a big match, SummerSlam match. I don't know that any of those are actually going to happen for Roxanne Perez anymore, because they put so much into the future Roxanne Liv feud that now we won't get for until 2026.
Oh no. Do you think by her being tag team champs with Raquel, given that the women's tag team division is practically non-existent, do you think that she's going to be sucked into that vortex where she really
100%.
doesn't do much?
I'm so confident she's going to get sucked into that vortex, sadly.
Oh no, I hope not. I hate to say this, but I almost hope it just I hate to say the P word, the prop. I almost hope that it's just a prop and we still see Roxanne Perez still do her thing. But I mean, come on, like there's no really other tag teams in the women's division.
But here's the thing. You say to do her thing. Her thing was the Liv Morgan storyline. Yeah. That was her thing. Now there is no thing right now. You would have
to they can find a thing, Santi. They can find it. They
can find a thing, but like they can't find a thing, I don't think, this quickly that is like, oh my goodness, yeah, we got to get Roxy on SummerSlam, for example. I think that her ticket to SummerSlam was Liv Morgan.
If we can find Ludwig Kaiser today like he's freaking Waldo, if we can get Karrion Kross a match for a Night of Champions on a PLE after he hasn't wrestled in God knows how long on the show, we can find Roxanne Perez a thing that doesn't make her get sucked into the women's tag team vortex. That's how I feel. All right, we got McDonagh here who says, Santi, diva, clap, 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 clap. We got Infamous Raider Loco who says, Denise goes Raw. You guys be prepared. Wait, what? Wait,
so Denise, you needed to read that much faster. You paused at the worst possible moment in that sentence. Just want to clarify. You needed to keep reading right through that.
All right, I'm sorry. Okay, let me reread it from the beginning. Denise goes Raw. You guys be prepared. Wait, that didn't make it better. Oh, well, here. If you love Raw, Blue Chew, promo code Denise, go Raw all night. Hey, it was Monday Night Raw. Hey, what do you got to do? What can I say? Blue Chew, promo code Denise, please.
Remember, Denise goes Raw, ladies and gentlemen.
Vanessa Vasquez says, sicker than a dog, but nothing like a Denise and Santi Raw post show for a pick-me-up. Love ya. Vanessa, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And if you want to make sure that you got a pick-me-up, Blue Chew, promo code Denise. I had to. Sorry, the opening was right there.
Hey, listen. If you're shilling dick pills to the correct audience, Denise. You keep doing your thing. You keep doing your thing.
Vanessa, I hope you feel better. Seriously. We got Liv and Rox here who says bad booking relates to women. Jade winning to Telegraphed. She had 2 backstage segments talking about the tourney. She's heading towards Naomi. Rox had 0 promos, interviews, and no hints with Io. I guess you know what? I don't blame you on this being too telegraphed. I get it because we're all sitting here going, it's going to be Jade and Jade is going to win. And a lot of it has to do with her and those backstage segments, basically talking about her being Queen of the Ring. And everything with Naomi. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is too telegraphed. I don't know. Do you think it is, Santi?
This year was definitely super telegraphed. I compared to last year where we had like Lyra go to the final and we're like, what the hell?
Oh yeah,
that was not telegraphed at all. That was like genuinely shocking. Her beating Io in like that roll up sequence in the semifinal when we were all certain it was going to be Io. So there was definitely a lot more unpredictability last year than there was this year. So yeah, there was definitely a lot telegraphed for sure.
We got Terrence Matthews here who says, I heard a rumor that Roman Reigns is playing Akuma right now, filming a live Street Fighter film. I hadn't seen that, but you know what? I did get an email the other day where they were promoting, I forgot what it was, and Roman Reigns is on that. So maybe I should have read that 2 times because that might be the thing you're talking about, or it might be something else. So either way, I'll look into that because I might be confusing it with something else. Thank you so much, Terrence. We got Livin' Rocks here who says, another bad booking bit with Rocks. Why would there be zero interference from Judgment Day after Finn hyped her up? That's right. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think right now because Finn has been... Did you notice, by the way, that Finn has been trying, it looks like he's trying to like hook up Dominik and Roxanne Perez today in that backstage segment. He was giving Dominik Mysterio the O-Hos. And then also Dominik had a promo today on a commercial break as well with Jackie Redmond. And I have a question for you on that. Sorry, totally off, maybe not too off topic, but how do you feel about the fact that at WrestleMania, everybody was cheering and rooting for Dominik Mysterio like he was the world's ultimate babyface, and now we're back to booing Dominik Mysterio like never before?
I don't know. I would disagree. I kind of felt like the boos were forced. Like Dominik was trying so hard with the pauses to try and get more boos. I still think like when you go back to like his recent matches, he's the crowd favorite still. So I don't know that that's a very indicative way to see whether or how the crowd feels about Dom in a promo where he was obviously goading boos out of people.
Okay, I see what you mean, because I was just trying to think to myself, like, okay, it feels like we skipped a part. It felt like the crowd was wanting to go in a certain direction, but they were like, no, we're not ready to go in that direction. Like, we still got to go in it entirely. We're still going to stick to him being a heel. Like, that's where we're going to stick to. And that's honestly what it felt like to me. Like, we were just trying, like, they didn't want to move forward with him being a babyface. Like if we weren't ready for it at all. That's what that felt like to me. All right, we got Howie Potter here who says, I think LA Knight needs to move to Raw. I think a couple of people have been talking about that for a bit now, where it does feel like sometimes when you go into a new freaking brand, it feels like you're sort of refreshed in that sense. So maybe they could do something like that for him. I think a couple of people would want it. I honestly think he kind of needs it. It feels like, I don't know. It just feels like they don't want to do that much with him on SmackDown, or even if they have, it hasn't gone anywhere too far.
SmackDown's about to go to 2 hours. Get the hell out of there, LA Knight. Get over to Raw, because TV time's about to become impossible to come by on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm also really glad that it's going to 2 hours, though. I think we needed that. I'm sorry. Like, I don't need to be there for like a whole, 3 hours. Some show, but I won't lie, though. There were some really good shows, though. There were some good ones, but it doesn't happen every week. All right, we got SipGod305 who says Dragon Lee is punching the air right now. Yeah, what's been going on with Dragon Lee? Not much. And he had a good performance. When was it? Was it at Worlds Collide or was it before Worlds Collide? Was that Worlds Collide, right?
Yeah, he was at Worlds Collide.
Yeah, see, like he was doing good, but they're not, I don't know. You can just tell that they don't really got anything else for him. They just have him there. Kaden Crawford here says, love you, Denise DWO for life. Roxy looked great. Yeah, she always does. I really like her a whole lot. We got Kicking It with Leo who says, after seeing Raw tonight, I see how this Judgment Day storyline will play out. I feel like Roxanne will win this title. Liv returns and wins the Rumble. Well, so they did say she was going to be out for 7 months, Santi. That equates to around like January. I don't know if it's, start of January, end of January. But I think around Royal Rumble time, we're all going to be talking about the possibility of Liv maybe returning for the Rumble.
I genuinely see her winning the Rumble. Like, how many runner-ups has she had? And now coming back from a long injury, long hiatus. What if somehow Roxy's a world champion by then? I don't know.
Yeah, that would be great, man. But I do feel like those 7 months will fly by, though. I obviously feel horrible for Liv because she was on a roll of a lifetime. But they'll fly by, though. Pretty soon she'll be back just like that.
Good thing she did her movie filming before the injury.
I know.
Thank goodness she got that done. Yeah.
We got Stephen Martrulli here who says Jade wins King of the Ring. Queen of the Ring, excuse me. Bianca helps Naomi become champ. Ooh, that could be finally the heel turn people have been waiting for Bianca. Do you still think that heel turn's happening, Santi?
No. We don't get the Bianca heel turn until she's 47, about to retire and do a retirement tour, okay?
Are we past it already? How sad. Everybody's been waiting for it to happen, though, like so much. We got JJ Castillo here who says, can we agree that CM Punk is making Cena heel's run look more great? Also, his pipe bomb on Friday was pure cinema. So excited for their match on Saturday. One of the things I had said, Santi, about John Cena's pipe bomb was that I felt this was far more, aside from the heel turn at Elimination Chamber, aside from maybe one promo with Cody Rhodes, this has been the best thing that we have seen from John Cena's heel turn.
Oh, yeah, 100%. The week before, where he was in the ring with like LA Knight, CM Punk, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, I said, I'm like, oh, this is the start of the Cena retirement tour. Like, because one of the things that I've been saying is that it felt like going into WrestleMania 41, even in the feud with Randy Orton, it wasn't Cena versus wrestler. It was Cena versus the fans. It's like, we suck. He broke up with us. We're toxic. Now it's Cena versus the cast of heroes trying to stop him from ruining wrestling. And that's when it's going to get good. And it started right after Money in the Bank.
Yeah, this was definitely something that we needed, dude. I was very, very impressed with what they did. The only thing I didn't like was CM Punk laying there for like 20 minutes or however long the promo was. Did you see the memes that people were making of CM Punk? They edited him with like a little blanket where he's like on the table, but he's got a little blanket and a little beanie. It was very funny. I thought that was
I've got a little blanket
hilarious.
right now.
Oh, that's cute. Wait, it's all the WrestleMania logos. Oh shit. They sold that? I didn't even know they sold that.
No, this is a third-party company.
Oh, okay. No wonder. I was about to say, I didn't even know they sold that at all. That's so funny. I'm sorry, seeing you in a blanket when it's like super hot out here.
Okay, so I have central air, and
okay.
My girlfriend is somebody that hates the heat, can't stand it. So our house, even though it is a blaring heat wave right now, it is Antarctica right now. It is freezing in here, brother.
Okay, they say that you have to find somebody that has your same degree weather, because if you guys are a different degrees, you're always going to be arguing about the temperature. So what's your perfect degree?
I don't want to open up this can of worms because I'm in Celsius and you're in Fahrenheit. So like, you don't know what I'm going to say a number and you're gonna be like, what does that mean? What's the equivalent in Fahrenheit? I'm like, I don't fucking know. So let's just not even do this song and dance and move on, Denise. I already know where this is going to go.
All right, fine. Well, for me, it's 70. I think 70 is a good number.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I genuinely have no idea. What is that?
Degrees, all right?
What is 70? What is that?
Chilly. It's like a good, it's just no, it's good. It's a good number. 70. 70 is good. All
right.
right. We got Obsessive Fanboy here who says, I like Cody as much as the next person, but I really don't want him to defeat Cena. He was champion for a year. I want to see more of him without the belt. I know people feel that he's boring or whatever, but it has to end this way. I'm sorry.
Obsessive, get ready to learn the lyrics to Kingdom, brother. You know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's inevitable.
It has to. It's just part of the story where we're at. Sin City Saint says it's become Dom's Intercontinental title run is as good as Jay's world title run. No yeet, no good. Sorry, Santi.
Wait, it's because Dom's IC title run is as good. I don't actually
meaning that it's not good. His IC title run is not good because he's saying
that's not his fault. It's not his fault. They're not booking him at all. He's been facing a bunch of geometric shapes, octagons, pentagons, triangles, ellipses.
They're out. That's why they haven't put him in with anybody else. They're out. Yo, but I do feel bad for Dom, though. It felt weird. I felt like they just had to go a different direction at this point. But we got Dave Costier who says, great wrestling tonight. King of the Ring delivered. Very pleased. Cody wrestles so little now. People forget how great he is. Jay was on fire. Gunther promo, excellent. Night of Champion is loaded. P.S. I miss our girl, Io Santi. So I do want to talk about that. Of course, the main event, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes. Santi, I know you liked it. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I'm like right in the neutral center for this one.
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed the last like 7 minutes of the match. I like the just finisher fest that it became. I feel like that was the way to make a match like this good. And I'm glad that that's the route that they went in. I think that that's as good a match as those two could possibly put together. I don't think that it could get much better than what we got there. I feel like they've used the correct formula to give us a good, serviceable main event. I do think it's all a bit weird that Cody basically just no-sold the super kicks into the spear and then just like got up like nothing to do the super Cody cutter from the top rope. Like I was like, okay, so all right, sure. All right, whatever. I'm a Cena fan, so I've seen this before, so I guess I can't really get mad at it. But, you know, I thought it was a fun match. It was also, like Jade Cargill, predictable. Saw this coming a mile away. Who in the world, seriously, who in the world, find me that crazy psychotic person, would have wanted to see Jey Uso versus Randy Orton over Cody versus Randy? What psycho, disgusting human being?
Someone who doesn't like predictability. Maybe someone who just wants like unpredictable shit all the time.
But here's the thing, Denise. Sometimes, and I live by this mantra, sometimes it's okay to allow 2 + 2 to equal 4. Sometimes you don't need 2 + 2 equals ellipses infinity to the power of 3. Just go. Sometimes the obvious is good. There's nothing wrong with obvious. You know, I would argue that there is something more wrong with unpredictability for the sake of unpredictability. If it's not good, if it's irrational, if it doesn't make sense. Cody versus Randy makes sense. Is it predictable? Yeah, but it makes sense and it's going to be good. Jey versus Randy, who the hell wanted to see that?
I don't know. I guess
no, you don't. Yes, you do.
Everyone knew that it was gonna be Cody and Randy.
Yes, but it's the correct choice. Would you really have wanted a swerve? Like, oh my God, I cannot believe they went with Jey Uso, and now you have to stomach Jey Uso versus Randy? You sit there and tell me that would have been the correct choice. No, you know, you're lying to yourself. You're sitting here genuinely lying to yourself.
Look, I'm not going to shit on Randy and Jey. I think it could have been something, all right? We'll never know now until it actually happens. Watch them make this match, Santi, and it's going to be like the greatest match ever. I don't really know that for sure. By the way, we do have, hold on. Johnny O here says 70 degrees Fahrenheit is 21 Celsius.
All right, that's good. I like 21.
Okay, see? All right, see, and you were all making me sound like I was crazy for picking 70.
I just don't know what that means. You may
21 degrees Celsius.
Okay, now I know.
It's so weird, man. I'm sorry. This whole Celsius Fahrenheit thing trips me out every time. All right, we got Sif God 305 who says, Denise, you didn't even say hi to the special guest, La Yeska. I was gonna say we got La Yeska here. Ayo! Okay, by the way, I heard rumors about you, Santi.
Which one of the many?
I heard rumors about who you really are.
That I am Mr. Iguana. Listen, just because I have a La Yeska, just because my name is also Santiago, just because I'm also Latino, doesn't mean I'm Mr. Iguana.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, can you give me an interview? Because, like, come on.
Listen. All right. You're going to have to speak to my manager about this.
Thank you, Sif God 305. All right. Let me go ahead and press on. We got Goldberg. Oh, we got our Goldberg interview. Basically, he was saying Gunther disrespected him at Bad Blood, and it doesn't matter if he's, 28 or 58. He's not going to let someone embarrass him in front of his wife, his son, and his fans the way Gunther did, and that's the Goldberg interview that we got. We also got a Gunther in-ring segment that I really liked because he looked deadpan into the camera, really angry, bloodshot, red eyes, and basically said that he was gonna, he basically warned his family that he was gonna hurt Goldberg, and that's it. Like, he's never faced anybody like Gunther, according to Gunther. So,
I like the Gunther promo.
Right?
And I cannot believe I'm saying this. I really like the Goldberg interview. I thought the Goldberg interview was sick.
Sense.
And him swearing, they're saying that he's going to beat the shit out of Gunther. I'm like, oh my God, I'm excited for this. How the hell is this happening? How the hell am I being won over by Gunther versus Goldberg in 2025? Because both of their segments to hype up the match, they both knocked it out of the park individually. Yeah. They both did an excellent job at getting me excited on this dead ass on arrival match that I never wanted to see for the world title. And yet here we are. I got a bit excited for it.
I liked that Goldberg's promo made sense because, hey, It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're a man, and someone and messes with you, you're going to be pissed, right? It doesn't matter if the guy's younger than you and you can feel like you can kick his ass, like you can't kick his ass. Like, no, at the end of the day, you're going to want to stand up for yourself and defend yourself. That's just what you do. So I liked that that's the way that he basically said, hey, this is why I'm getting back in here, because he disrespected me and he embarrassed me. I feel everybody here can agree with that and would probably be doing the same thing.
Relatable, for sure.
Exactly. We got Brian Watson here who says no one's talking about Roman versus Cena for Rio GOAT. It's funny. I don't really feel like I've seen that many Roman versus Cena dream matches. I've like people mentioning it as a match they want to see. I feel like for the most part I've been seeing, Randy and Cena, which happened, CM Punk and Cena, which is about to happen. And for whatever reason, I don't think I've seen that many Roman Cena comments from people. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just that there's not that much history between them, right?
They can make history.
I mean, they have 2 matches, right? They have the 2017 one and then the 2021 one. I think it'd be cool if before Cena retires, we have one confrontation between those 2.
All right, that's fair. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for setting that in. I'm cool with anything at this point. I'm just here along for the ride. Whatever happens, man. All right. Let me go ahead and let's see what else do we get. We got the Gunther segment. Oh, yeah. Becky Lynch, Bayley, Women's Intercontinental Championship. And as most of us predicted, we had Lyra come in here, cause a DQ. We were talking earlier about 2 + 2 equaling 4. I think for the most part, we all knew this is what was going to happen, Santi.
I know, but could they find a way that doesn't make Lyra look like an idiot? Like, why do it this way? I don't know.
I feel usually these types of DQ situations usually always make someone look like an idiot. And it's just happened to be that one right there for Lyra.
Yeah.
I actually felt that the crowd kind of felt dead during this match. During the first portion of this match, no one really felt like they cared about it. And I thought, damn, y'all are killing my energy going into this match. But then it picked up. And
the match was fine. I think what kind of hurt this match was I really didn't like the last 3 minutes where they were so focused on this count out sequence when the ref wouldn't even count. Like, it was just really drawn out as we waited for Lyra to come in, and it just made Lyra look dumb. I didn't think there was much to like here. I was not a fan.
Yeah, it was I just think it was very obvious of what they were trying to do, and they eventually got there, and we all knew that's what they were trying to get to, which was eventually, Lyra being the one to cause the DQ in the match. And so that's where we're at. And now we're going to wait for them to make this into an official triple threat for what we presume will be occurring at Evolution.
Yeah, the end result will be something I want to see. It's just the cooking process was a little wonky.
I think that's it, man. Right? I didn't miss anything, did I? I got the whole show here.
I think you did.
That was Monday Night Raw, ladies and gents. We did it! Woohoo!
Let's go.
I don't know why that was my reaction to that, but I'm good with it. Alrighty, guys. Well, there you go. Another Raw, another Monday, locked into the books. As always, it's your girl, Denise. We got Santi here. Santi, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me over at anything related to Santi Zap. I am on YouTube, Twitch. I'm on Kick now, Instagram, Twitter, all of the places you can find me.
What the hell is Kick?
It's rival to Twitch. It's picking up some steam.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, God. Another thing to get on.
Places. Another thing.
Another thing. All right. Well, anyways, as for me, @_ Denise Salcedo everywhere, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and Facebook, and all the places, @_ Denise Salcedo. Thank you guys so much as always, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.